You really might know what it's like.
They might see me, but they can't see you. You're muted right now because your music was on, so that's why you're muted. Get your jams on. 4 minutes. 4 minutes, folks.
Put on the big screen for a second.
I will, man, in a minute after when it's time to go on. We've got 4 minutes till we go live. We're not live yet. That's a pre-screen. You look great. Are you worried about what you look like, or?
Yeah, because it changes when we go to big, and then I don't like it.
It's going to change humongously. Batman's going to swoop down on you and change your hairdo, too.
Don't give me your no jive stuff.
I got no jive stuff tonight, man. No jive stuff tonight. It's Friday night, man. We got to do a show, apparently.
What episode?
93, man.
I know.
And we're already live, by the way. We're already live. We haven't heard back from our guests yet, but we're already live. We got 4 minutes, folks. 3 minutes, folks. Go ahead and get yourself something to drink. Tell your grandma. Share it. Ooh. You got to share it.
No, we're not live, are we? Really? No,
you are live, but not just audio. That's why you can't see the picture. That's why you see that picture, dude. Batman there. Hold on. We got 2 minutes. Two minutes till with the 2 minutes till showtime. Phil, makeup. Somebody get makeup over Phil.
Makeup? Yeah. Hey, girls, my nose.
Powder his nose.
Pineapple. That's the cat.
Pineapple. Is that the name of your makeup person? Pineapple.
Yeah, the cat.
I know who your cat is. Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Say it 3 times.
I have a pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. And I got a big enough nose for it, too.
I'll still share that, man.
What's that?
One minute, folks. 1 minute. Oh, Grace. I should be ready. Should I get ready for the show? Shit.
Yeah, get ready for the show. Let's do it, Johnny 93. Hut hike.
Wait a minute, I got a theme song for you. Wait, before we go any farther, you've gone too long without a theme song. It's time. In a time of little joy, 2 guys from Illinois took fate in their own hands and set the show out to the land. Art's not gonna got in here. Music plays for Yoko and Jer. Think you're ready, then grab a beer. Come on and watch the Phil and John show. Phil and John show. They're showing up and there's nowhere to go. Well, Phil and John show. Phil and John show. They're playing so hot that it's melting the snow. Yeah, Phil and John show. Phil and
Talk about getting your money's worth.
Don't know where this will go. Phil and John show.
Yeah, talk about getting our money's worth. I tell you what, we've never been so lucky to have such a guest that night as we had Oliver Steck. That was incredible. Phil.
Hello, John. Yeah, that was incredible. That is a great song. Thank you, Oliver, for doing that.
Yeah, and without being asked, he just came on and did it. He was a great guest. We've had some good guests. Guests tonight. We'll just see what happens as far as what happens tonight. We've got some guests that.
Well, I got a guest. It's you. And
I got a guest. It's you. Be my guest, Phil. It's Friday, February 4th.
Yeah, 93rd show.
93 of the Phil and Jon Zone, folks.
93.
93 weeks. We're still here, man. Some people didn't make it this far. You know, in the 93 weeks we've been here, we've lost friends, we've gained friends, and we are still friends. So that's kind of cool, you know. Cheers. Here's to Tom Dean, sponsor for the night. Tommy's Abstract Art. Get yourself a coffee mug today if you see the festival.
We have a couple. We drink from them upstairs. Yeah, in the kitchen. Yeah, great cups.
The best deal in the morning of the festival is when Tom Dean's making coffee and he sells his coffee cups for like $5 and they're full of coffee. I mean, you can't beat that. He did that almost every festival I was at with him. He would make some coffee for everybody and start selling coffee and make sure everybody knew that they could have some coffee. Anyway, our introduction song tonight was Touch of Grey by the Chicago Farmer, folks. Recorded live at the Castle Theater, 2018, September 4th.
What did you say? The Chicago Farmer?
The Chicago Farmer, yeah. That was and that was when he was with an old shoe band when they did that song. It's so funny because in that song he's saying he doesn't know the words, but he just wants to hear people sing the chorus, so he just keeps making up words till he gets the chorus. And we all know the chorus. Such a great. We're gonna survive and all that stuff. Yep. No matter what happens. Hell, it's Friday. We made it this far again. It seems like only 10 minutes ago it was last Friday. Is that not?
It is completely correct, John. I do believe I am in a time warp. I do believe that. Like things are going. Wait a minute. It just was. Yeah.
If you've been watching or paying attention,
was it garbage day? Yeah, it was just no. Yes.
Yeah. I've missed garbage
stuff like
day
that in the show this week. Certain things like that really put me in that. Those aliens up there really playing tricks with our minds. Do you know if I do believe it's a fact? I don't know. I heard it on the radio. I like sports radio facts. That you ever watch the Jetsons back in the day?
Oh yeah, sure.
I do believe George Jetson's birthday is this year, or his birth is 2022.
That's when George Jetson was born?
Yeah. I see a shadow.
That'll be all memes whenever that happens. Yeah.
Hello.
Sees your shadow.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, by the way, she went in there.
Did you go? You hadn't got any avocado.
Did you tell him I punished myself?
After we talked, she went and called Laura and told her everything.
About what?
Very good, sir. You win. No, she said that she punished herself by cleaning the toilet for eavesdropping.
I did.
Yeah, you're punished. Yeah, baloney. Okay, what was I saying now? I'm so confused.
You're the one that changed the subject. You said I see a shadow.
Well, I did. See, and it was Amy. I thought it was a ghost, but it wasn't. It was Amy. Tell me Amy's not working, otherwise there was a talking ghost.
It was a talking ghost. Batman is in my house. He says thank you and hello.
Hello.
Yep. I sent out the link to some guests that are possible potentials. We'll see if they come through. They may or may not.
Hello, Jake. Hello, Cody. Hello, whoever's watching.
I reached out to Cody Dekoff today, the Chicago Farmer, because I got to thinking about it last night. I saw some post he made about playing shows, and I was like, there was a stretch in 2020 when we were all at home, we were all doing our shows from home, where I saw so many Chicago Farmer shows. Every Friday night we watched him, and he would do a Sunday show, we'd watch it. No matter what he would do, we would watch Cody play all through the first part of the pandemic. And then he stopped doing that. He went back on the road, and I got to see a couple live shows when he went back on the road. We got to see Shoe Fest and a couple other cool things we got to see him at. But then like 6 months went by and I didn't see a Chicago Farmer show. And I feel really, right now, I'm feeling very withdrawn from what I'm used to just having all the time. So it's like I miss you, Cody. And so I reached out to him today and told him he got a new puppy. So I sent puppy love to
Yeah,
him
I seen that. Yeah. No.
and set that out because he's somebody who we just kind of got. We don't take for granted, but we take for granted that we get so much time with around these people. But we do. We get so much time around these people. We get jaded a little bit. It seems so much.
Nah, we take it for granted. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
We're
Yep. Yep.
lucky to
Yep.
have
Yep.
somebody
Yep.
in our life.
Yeah. 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 Love to meet great people too. Great musicians, great show, and good people. Great people. Yeah.
Yeah, they write great songs. You may not hear them on the radio, but the best songs never get heard. Kay Settles. You never heard that song? The great
Well, you know what?
late
You know,
greats.
does it have to be on the radio? Does it have to? As long as it touches our soul and makes us happy, and we get through the day, and years later we're still talking about, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't, sure I want to, find gold, but I'm happy with,
So we're feeling the Jeffrey Blackmon effect on. It's like when Oprah shows your book on TV, and then people
no
start to watch
Oprah,
the
no,
book.
no
Well, listen,
California
hold on.
effect,
Let me finish. Let me finish. Now, Jeffrey Blackmon's been watching our show for a long time, and he's reached out and
Who's
showed
that
people.
guy?
He's
Who's
shown
Jeffrey?
people what we do, and they've come back in tenfold, and they've responded greatly as far as like just that people, we've met some good people. Eric Carpenter's hanging out there tonight. I see somebody says high grade Pats. He got tagged in a thing there. It's all Jeffrey Blackmon stuff, and we're not. She's probably out riding his bike in sunny California today. We're sitting here holed up under 8 foot drifts of snow.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
going for a swim. The guy.
yeah,
I tell you what, some of our friends they got going.
we got about a foot of snow out here in Aurora, outside of Chicago. Yeah, you just got to deal with it. I grew up in the Midwest. I love Chicagoland. Um, City boy
Yesterday I had this
farmer.
thought. Whenever I was out there shoveling the sidewalk off for the mail person, and so we could go out and get some nothing because everything was closed. But the whole world was closed yesterday. But I was like, it's not really a disaster day. It's just a winter day in Illinois. We've dealt with this our whole life from growing up around here. You always had days that were just miserable snow.
Throwing snowballs at the neighbors, out there with the dog playing, I understand, I understand. No, I
It's
don't.
funny. Everybody wants to be on the show
You know
until I
what?
send them the link, and
When
then
I
they don't
saw my
respond.
neighbor with his pickup truck do a donut in the corner like in the in the corner, do a donut. I remember Skeechin. You remember Skeechin? Anybody?
Skeechin? Like on the back of a truck?
Yeah. Yeah, back of a city bus I used to do it, or back of a car. Because, in the city blocks they had stop signs, so you couldn't go fast. And you just hop anybody's bumper and go skeeching.
Like on ice? Like what if you hit the road though? If you hit the road,
Dude,
you get
I'm still
clobbered.
here. I'm still here. What are you worried about, man?
If you hit the road, you're just get clobbered.
It's better than skateboarding, dude. You get the
I didn't know
exhaust.
about that.
You got the exhaust in your face.
I
I,
do remember, and this could have had some
I'm
effect on my
still
brain
here, and it was
development.
such a beautiful thing. Sometimes when I smell the fumes of like a bus, no, seriously, I did it. Come on, I'm old. Yeah, anyway,
I remember being a little kid and like using the car exhaust to get warm.
no, I didn't mean to. I didn't want to get high up the exhaust, but the skeeching part, yes, I
We
understand.
didn't know, we didn't know. We just
No, that's why I'm kind of screwed up. But no. No, I remember skeeching. I enjoy. Yeah,
that smells good, just like gasoline. I thought gasoline smelled really good. You put some on a
And then I'm
rag.
going upstairs the last couple of days of my knee kind of tweaking, not the one I had surgery on, but my good one. So,
You kind of tweaking. You kind of tweaking. Are you gonna change your views?
hmm
I painted today.
I painted today too, John.
Painted today. It's not finished yet, folks, but it's a big canvas. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it because it's a big canvas, but kind of slowed down on painting lately because there's been a lot of artwork that's just been compiling around the studio, and so decided to take a little break from it and do some drawing for a couple weeks, and now I'm back to painting again. So much for
I'm doing
drawing.
a bunch of non-band stuff, but also bands. What is that? I can't see that.
Can you see it? It's just a bug.
I like the bug. I like the bug.
Bugs. I was drawing bugs today for the Beatles or beat the
So anybody
Beatles.
got any good sayings? Bring it up. I'm like this one. It says, "Don't let the chickens out, no matter what
Yeah.
they say."
That's something we're doing tonight. We're asking people what your favorite sayings are. Type in the
Yeah.
comments. Let us know what your favorite
Don't
sayings are.
worry,
Silly
be
sayings. Don't
hippie.
worry, be hippie.
Yeah.
And just a saying, like fun saying that you think it means something to somebody who would be like to hear
Take
it.
my advice. I'm not using it, and then there'll be Snoopy there. So I mean, I'm working. Yeah. So there's a ton. So give me some
And we want to hear sayings. We're clever sayings, fun sayings, sayings that make you think.
clever.
Not necessarily a stitch in time saves nine. Oh, that's a good one. But a stitch in time and something sarcastic. Is that what you're looking for? You want to have kind of a twist on these things. It's not like a.
Yeah. It's gonna be spring. Garden sign, something twisty. You know.
How about don't look back?
I'm
Because
doing a lot of stuff on barnwood on wood, not just elms. There's yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
His stuff
twisty.
is classic. His stuff is.
Come on, John, give me one quick.
A
Quick
saying
one.
for me would be, "Don't shit where you eat."
You can't swear.
That's a saying.
You can say poop.
Well, like, don't bite the hand, but then you have to change it to something else, right? You want to be clever. I'm trying to think of how to be clever with this,
Well,
Visualize
I am the
swirled
judge
peas.
of it's got to pass me. I just don't put shit
I
or
like the visualize swirled peas. And it's been done. You've seen that's on my guitar case, but it's in the closet. You can't see it right now, but
something like that. I see a shadow again.
yeah, no, you didn't see a shadow that time, unless it was a ghost. You saw a shadow because nobody came in here.
Are you sure?
A dog
Look in the.
below. Was it down here? Was it below? It's the dog zone. Visualize swirl peas, the way our carpenter says. Thanks, Eric Carpenter, for pitching in tonight. We're going to get you a chicken sticker at some point. Next 4 people that send me their address via Messenger will get stickers. And then the 10 people after that will get added to a spam list. So good luck.
Don't hit anything once they go to a spam list.
We should do like a 10th caller thing somehow. That'd be fun. 10th caller has to answer.
I would love to be like that. Yeah, I would love to do that and have someone next to me going, "Yeah, I want to do that." And yeah, it would be fantastic.
Someday we'll get this all together. We'll figure out how to do that kind of stuff, folks.
I hope so before I die. Yeah.
For now, I think we should just talk about 5 records, man.
Wait a minute. Okay.
5 records.
All right. Ooh, get rid of that. No.
What, the paper sleeve?
Yeah. Once I see it change color, I get rid of it.
Well, when you see the record, you're not going to worry about the sleeve itself, I don't think. Should I start tonight? Yours are always been more clever. So I got this one here because it has all the names of all the countries around the world and all the islands and the Netherlands and the Antilles and New Caledonia and
Look at all the colors on there. That's pretty
and it's called Disco Around the Globe. So you think you're going to get all this really interesting world music from it, but side 1 is Dancing, USA, Shame, USA, I Got My Mind Made Up, Say What, USA, Contact, USA. And the other side you got Brazil, Japan, Italy, and France. But none of the things on the front are even there. I mean, maybe these are all the places where these are all islands, I think, on the list. They just had a list. Like, make a cool list. Well, the People's Republic of China is not an island, necessarily. It's a big island. Australia's a big island. Anyway, Disco Around the Globe, folks. RCA Global Communications. Because music is one of our most valuable forms of communication. It's a universal language transcending national and social boundaries. Societal, excuse me. Especially true of popular music, which today means disco. Sign of the times, folks. Disco Around the Globe. All right, you're up, Phil.
I was looking around my cooking shop looking for old, back in the cabinet and looking for old spices. I saw some snack pudding and stuff. So I saw the back of this had a bunch of this stuff like Wesson oil and pudding that you hardly use, but you have to use it, right? It's in your cabinet like cocktail sauce or a can of manwich and stuff. Yeah.
It's like the stuff that's just up there.
It's a Pat Boone album, Cooking in
Let's
America.
Get Cooking America and other great hits.
Another
Let's
unopened
get
album,
cooking
another
America.
unopened album in the John Griffin collection coming up.
All right, okay, I'll take that one. That'd be good for me.
Well, these are all for the rest of, yeah.
The disco was something people really got into, and they did it. They really took care of their business. They took good care of their business, and so I thought I'd bring out this Bachman Turner Overdrive album.
Oh, man.
Bachman Turner Overdrive 2, taking care of business. And look at the weird, like, it's got this three-dimensional box shape that somebody was just so awesome they could draw that. And then they put the pictures in there. Super big hits like Give It Time and Tramp and Stone Gates, but also taking care of business. So, you bought the album. Everybody bought this album because it's taking care of business. How many copies do you think they sold? A bazillion. They're still selling, I bet you.
How many?
A Brazilian.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. A Brazilian is a lot. If you know how many zeros are in a Brazilian, you win a prize.
I'd like to go to Brazil.
I want to too someday. That'd be great.
Okay. The best of the animals. If you've seen the cover, it's such chill back in the day. Great thick cover. Great Eric Burton.
Good Eric Burton. Question for you though about that album.
Yes, Johnny.
Have you ever seen another Animals album?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Because I've only ever seen the Best of the Animals album.
Oh.
There's got to be 2 or 3 other records, but I don't have. I've got 2 copies of that one, but I don't think I have any other just the Animals records. So that's something to think about for next week, I guess, right?
Don't do that. I hate it's like on the tip of your tongue, and I'm looking over. Okay, I'm backwards today. I'm not sitting in my chair, so that's my backwards.
You think we'll make it to next week?
Yes. Well, it's
whatever. It's going to be a long, hard climb to get there. And I got Helen Reddy, Long, Hard Climb.
I love Helen Reddy.
Now I like this album. It's real simple. You got just a picture of Helen Reddy on the inside, but she decided she wanted to go a little extra. It's only 1 vinyl, okay, but she wanted to go a little bit extra. The back's real simple, just text and good, old fashioned. You can read it, but she wanted a lot of fold outs. So she decided she was going to have a lot of pictures taken of herself, and then she would have these fold outs that started to fold out. And then you'd get to that part, and you say, well, there's 2 more pictures of her that are pretty much the same picture. You're not even looking. What an ass.
Yes, I am.
And then it folds out yet again for another picture of Helen Reddy where she's actually smiling. So you have to go through all those phases of Helen. Helen Reddy.
I'm ambidextrous. I can do that.
I'm doing really good tonight in showing. The glare's good.
I like it.
Drop the record
But it is so different. I understand it. I'm ambidextrous. I can see things like when I'm looking.
Delta Dawn's on here. I always thought Delta Dawn was a cool song.
What's that flower you got? Yeah. My folks used to listen to do that back in the day and used to crank on. Not blame is not the right word, but my parents love music, and that's basically why I love music. This one is I never will paint on them because of my cousin, but this is going in John's collection. I don't care. The best of bread. Do you have it, John?
I don't have that one. No, I have got.
Well, that's going in your collection because I can't paint on it, but I got to give them away. And Johnny's getting the best of the bread.
I don't have the best of bread, but I have bread, just bread.
Make it with you. Everything I own. Mother Freedom. Down on my knees. Too much love. Great album. Great band. Childhood memories with my cousin Ruthie and up in Crivitz, Wisconsin when I farmed and long story short. What was that from?
Oh, we have somebody's here, so we have guests come in. Is the guest that Jeffrey Blackmon again has put this all together. So let's finish records first. Let's finish this records first, okay? This is gonna be different than we've ever had. This one here.
Man, I don't like this.
It's got 3 numbers on it. I know it's got 3 numbers. One says 1842. The other one says $250. Could be 250, but there's no period. And the third number says number 99, so number 77. So I'm guessing it was in a garage sale, and they want to keep everybody's money straight. Because when this sold, it was going to be a big deal. $2.50. What this is, it's what we need right now. It's a calendar of happy thoughts. It's 30 songs for 1 song a day for kids about happiness and having a happy thought. So here's 30 days of happy thoughts. And I just want to show that one because I thought that was kind of cool. It's kids' music, but there's 30 songs on it. And I have another one downstairs that's got 100 tracks on it. One album with 100 tracks.
John, you picked the wrong month to do that. There's only 28 days in February too.
Well, okay, you're right, but so it only applies to certain months. Come on, give me a break. It has songs such as the Donkey Salt Story, and it has a song called The Greedy Dog. How about When Mother Calls? Now, you don't remember that one? When Mother Calls? Happy thoughts, friends. Happy thoughts. 30 days of happy thoughts. One track a day for 30 days. And I'm only allowed to listen to one track per day off this record. Okay, but happy thoughts, folks. We need happy thoughts, dang it. All right, so I'm going to let you go ahead and go next. And I'm going to announce 420, dang it.
What?
420, folks. Sorry if you're obliged. Let me not be obliged. Oh, here, I got to put the secret screen so they don't know what we're doing.
No. I don't know. You picked February.
Anyway. Cheers, folks. Happy 420. It's Illinois time.
Cheers.
Happy to be out there.
I'm glad to be alive. Glad to be alive. Glad to be around my friend John. I mean, yeah. Can't wait to be around people. This is what I like to do. Can't wait to be around John if John wants to be around. Yeah, music and just stuff outside.
Okay. Now,
Music.
we gotta finish up.
Sadly.
We have a guest waiting in the waiting room now.
We have a guest, right?
We've never
Okay.
met. We don't know what she's gonna sound like. We have no clue.
Oh,
Who she is.
great.
Set up by
right.
Set up by a guest of ours. So I think I got one more, and then you got one more. No, you got, okay.
Right.
Wait, you got two more still?
No, I got one more.
Two,
Probably
three. You got two more.
Oh, great. Okay.
Just go, and I'll go last. Because this is gonna be. That's the end of all of this,
No, go ahead. No.
Okay, so my last one is so we got the happy songs because things are gonna get weird, and we're gonna start having these close encounters of the third kind. The
Oh, I
album.
believe they're there. Oh yeah.
Because if you have the, if you saw the movie, it was so cool. You wanted to have the album. I don't think that album includes any actual Richard Dreyfuss, commentary. But songs like "The Arrival of Sky Harbor" and "Nocturnal Pursuit." The Appearance of the Visitors. That's a great movie, though. Didn't that freak you out when you were a
It is
kid?
a great movie. Great movie.
Go back and watch it still. It's still a very good movie, man. It still very applies to the idea of aliens and humans and idiots and governments and things like that. Cover-ups, that kind of stuff. So you got one more album, I think.
I have two
Then
more.
we're going to do this mystery interview that Jeffrey Blackmont
This is
said.
another Hawaiian album. I got bad lighting. I'm picked the whole Waikiki.
I have a soft spot for places like that.
Yeah.
I do.
How many times you been there?
Once. Never to Waikiki.
Yes.
Now, we'll check back later to see if Phil actually showed 5 records. I'm pretty sure he only showed 4. But, folks, that's 5 records with Jeff and Jimmy here. No, wait. John and Phil. That's it. Phil and John. And then his last one is going to be Campfire.
Campfire songs with John and Phil at the next festival you see.
Okay, so this is going to be... Now, this girl's name is Crystal Tavares.
Oh.
Okay, so you can comb your hair a little bit. All right.
What hair?
Well, that's right. Let's see who else got back to me here in the waiting room. Okay, in the waiting room. All right, she's in the waiting room, so we're going to give her... I think we'll go ahead and just bring her in. We're going to do this interview. It's I don't know exactly what we're going to get ourselves into here, folks. I know she's a performer, a singer. And our friend Jeffrey Blackmont set it up for us, so here we go. We have somebody booking guests for us now, Phil.
Oh, boy.
Are you nervous?
Not really. Well, kind of.
Okay, she's got letting her in. Let's see, she hasn't connected yet. So, excuse me. Let's drink this water here.
It's funny. I've been down here for an hour, and I have a cat and a dog. They've been upstairs, and they both came down here. Crystal Gale. Ooh, sorry.
Crystal Tavares.
You jumped and I punched you. Say hey, John.
Well, she's not here yet, so I told her she said, "Hey, Chester, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, Chester. You're here to welcome the guest." Okay, well, maybe she stepped away. Maybe she got a drink of water or something like that. That's fine. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to be all about, but
okay, that's fine. That's fine.
It's been so rare that we've actually told you what the show's going to be like anyway. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't like when you do because it makes it really makes sense to tell me, but you never do. So
Okay, here we go. Hello, Crystal. Can you hear us?
Hi.
hello, Crystal.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Sound off. Get my sound. A little different reaction from your sound. You're muted now. Are you muted? Yeah, she's muted. Okay.
No, mute me because we were getting a double echo. Talk to.
You got to push your space bar if you want to talk. Then, Phil.
I don't need it. Okay, let Crystal talk. Hi, Crystal.
How you doing? You're muted right now.
Hey, sorry. I don't know why it's always an echo when I'm on here.
That's okay. Sometimes it'll add effect.
Yeah.
I can hear myself pretty strong too.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as long as we be quiet. Let's do some. How are you, Crystal? Nice to meet you. That's Phil.
Nice to meet you.
No.
You guys from Illinois?
I'm going to give you a few minutes here. Tell us who you are.
Okay, yeah, my name is Crystal. I live in Boston, Massachusetts. And I sing around here. I sing R&B, pop, rock. Pretty much everything, but that's like my genre. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Nice.
Well,
Welcome to N Jon Zone.
What is it?
We're called the N Jon Zone.
Okay, you guys are a group?
No, we're just two artists that travel around throughout the summer.
Oh, okay.
And we decided to do a talk show during the non-fun summer we had last year, so a couple years ago. So now we just do this on Fridays.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't been on like in the beginning of the pandemic. I was in these a lot, but I haven't been in a while. I didn't know it was still really going on.
Probably not. Still do it.
No, I still get notifications from other places too. Though.
We can't stop now. Yeah. So you're sitting there. First from Boston, Phil. What do you think?
Nice to see you and meet you, Crystal. You play R&B. Are you going to sing something for us, possibly?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, welcome to the zone. We'll give it up to you. Let you take the mic, and we will ask you a couple questions. Back in the crazy auditorium sound we got going on. It's cool.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna do a cover song. This is by Daniel Caesar, Blue Jeans. Actually, it's Japanese denim. That's what it's called. I don't stand in line, I don't pay for clubs, that. But I'll wait for you. I don't like to drink, I don't like to think that. But if under you, oh, I'm bending it over. You're my four-leaf clover. And I'm so in love, so in love. There's no one above. Forever's a long time. My blue jeans will last me all my life. Oh yes. So this time. Met you at the shop, summer's getting hot, I'm lonely. I'm in the city on my own. Never thought you'd be the one that's gonna come and hold me. But that's the way it goes. I'm reaching nirvana. Goodbye, sweet Rwanda. High school was never for me. You say let it be, let it be. Forever's a long time. My blue jeans will last me all my life. Oh yes. So should we? I'm spending all this time. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. I'm hanging from the tree. I'm hanging from the tree. Ooh. Ah, ah, Alright, thank you.
That was real nice, Crystal. That was real nice. Beautiful voice you have there, singing around Boston. Do you play with any groups regular?
At the moment, no. Just solo.
Cool. Well, I ask everybody the same question. In the show, what's your first musical memory when you were little? Like a song or music when you were real young, stuck with you and made you where you are now.
I would say I did this not a competition. It was like a Halloween party we had at our house, and I worked up the courage to get up and sing. So like before then, I wouldn't sing in front of anybody. So since then, like my cousins was like, oh yeah, like oh my god, you sound so good. So since then, I auditioned for I was in gospel choir in high school, so I auditioned for that, and I ended up getting the solo. So from there, that's when I started singing, when I was 14.
All right. How old do you think you were when you started about high school? Started really getting into it?
Sorry, say it again?
Oh, no. Sorry. Someone's reading something down here. It's coming out both ways, from sideways. I was going to ask, what was your what was your first favorite song when you were a kid?
First favorite song was Vanessa. What's her name? It's like the snow song. Sometimes the snow begins to fall. I forgot her name, Vanessa something. But that was my favorite song when I was like 4. I just always remember it.
the important memories get stuck in our heads very early when it comes to music, and I think that it's always interesting to where everybody comes from musically. You know, our roots, like what where we first started liking stuff. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I remember that for sure.
Phil, you got anything you want to ask, bud?
Crystal, that was beautiful. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
That wasn't a
We
question.
get the echo. My voice sounds so bad doing this, so I
It's
should
only
slow
she's got a roundabout speaker thing going over there. It's happening. It's no big deal for
Yeah.
us. She's working around
Anyway,
it.
she has a great voice. For Boston kid, Brady East Coast Patriot, Red Sox East Coast over there, something like that. No, yeah, yep.
Right in Boston.
All right, cool. I always talk sports.
She might
We
have
have
a
a
radio
sports
on.
segment.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it
But
has-
anyway, Crystal, you have a great voice.
Yeah, thank you for being on the show, Crystal. We really appreciate it. You sound wonderful, and we do thank you for being part of the Phil and John Zone tonight.
Thank you. I wish I came earlier. I thought it was like just kind of like a open mic type of thing, but yeah, nice.
Well, it's our 93rd week. We've had music. It is kind of open mic. We might have another guest come on in a minute. I mean, you can stay on and sing another song. There are people watching us. It's
We just have to wrangle that sound, figure that out while we're here for sure. You know,
What'd you say? The sound?
just have to make sure that we're not too much bouncing around in the sound, I guess.
well, now it sounds good.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
muted it. and when she
Crystal's
mutes it,
voice
then
sounded good,
She can
but-
hear us, but we can't hear her. But when she can hear us, then we can hear ourselves coming back.
Don't
I think it's a Boston
confuse
thing.
me. I'm from the Midwest, man. Come on, it's snowing out here. Yeah, you know, all these people. Yeah. Like
It's snowing there, too.
see, I don't like that. See, now we're bouncing. Yeah. After 93 weeks, you think we'd figure it out. You know, we need Brian Flick. Well, Brian Flick, figure it out, man. Come on.
I think
I'm sure I'm good.
I've been trying to figure this out myself, and I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like
Yeah,
my
well,
life.
Well, just keep on singing, Crystal, because I can't figure it out. We've been doing this 93 weeks. 94 weeks ago, I'll tell you, I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know because she said, "What's Zoom?" I don't know.
Yeah. Your audio sounded great when you sang. We sounded really beautiful, Crystal. Thank you so
Yes,
much for
you
doing
did.
that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you being part of the show, and we hope to see you again real soon.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Peace.
Okay, so her sound was reacting because she possibly had other sound on in the background. So like if she's listening to the show and watching the show, then we're getting 3 different sets of sound, and it's just like a microphone when it goes to a speaker and you get feedback. It's the same.
What'd you say?
Did I freeze up? Sorry, you missed all of it. It was all very intelligent. As I was saying it, I felt like I sounded smart. Anyway,
Her voice was fantastic.
that's our new friend, Crystal Tavares, folks. We just met her tonight. We get a little shy because we don't know people necessarily that we bring into the
Who's
room.
that from? From Jeffrey?
From Jeffrey Blackmon, who is from
He
Visalia,
lives in California, right?
And he sends us a link for somebody to sing a song from Boston, Massachusetts. So unless it was Boston, California, which you never know, that could be possible too. I think we should just keep this going. That was a little bit. We need to bring somebody in the room that we know now, that we're familiar with, to see how
Okay.
we react differently.
Let me get some more light on. Go on.
So
Keep
we're
talking.
going to bring our friend Jake in. You guys all know Jake. I think we all have had experience with our good friend Jake, who we're going to bring in now. And he'll pop up in just a second. I got a feeling. We'll see. Like he said, you think after 93 weeks we'd have anything figured out, but nothing. You know, oh my goodness, look at this guy. He looks good, man. That's a good image.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
What's up, JW?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Jake
Hold
Willis.
on, I got to make sure my speakers turn off over there so I don't echo also. Give me a second.
That's right. See,
Oh,
he
you heard
was-
that?
Yeah, I'm going to turn my speaker off. Hold on.
If you're not familiar with who Jake Willis is, he's from the Jake Willis Band. He's from the band Jake Willis. He also performs as Jake Willis. He wrote songs by Jake Willis.
He's part of the
Hey.
Field Notes. He is Jake Willis, Mr. Beatbox.
He is an integral part of the field notes, an ornamental piece in the field notes, so to speak. We'll call it.
Yeah, it
One
is.
of the bands I listen to most of the day today. Actually, Jake, you saw me painting earlier, and I was listening to you guys then. And
Yeah, right. Yeah, I caught that. Like I just pulled the steel guitar out. I just was doing some repairs on it, and I just like pulled the thing out and put it up on the stand for the first time in a while. And then I flipped your show on, and you were playing a song where I was doing a bunch of steel guitar stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, that's how that's supposed to go.
yeah, and Cody was making reference to it being early, or it was a new toy for you. He said during that recording, so it was something you brought on the stage with him, which is cool. Yeah. And this morning I pulled out my old music player, like Apple Music or whatever, all my old recorded live stuff and all my archives of music and just hit random, and it played a version of Cody singing "Touch of Grey" with Old Shoe, from like his birthday show or something. Amazing, great, and Cody's wonderful because he's singing the verses and he's like, I don't really know the words, I just want to get to the chorus so we can all sing along, and, and that's what he's singing basically in the verses, But
That's very
and that just it stuck with me all day. It's been Cody and the field notes and you guys all day long today. And
that's great. Man, I like that Shoe Farmer
it.
thing. I loved Shoe Farmer. I thought that was a great combination.
Yeah, it was. But that led into that whole show with you guys playing at Shoe Fest, and then those Shoe Fest shows are so great because you get to watch. As you know, the crowd that is out there, we know so many people.
Yeah, totally.
So it's just every person that walks into the camera's range, it gives you a good feeling. You see a friend in those videos,
Oh, for sure.
Spend the day doing that today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scene, man.
So welcome back to the zone, Jake. Good to see you, man. Very good to see you.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
Jake. How are you? Happy February.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, happy February. I'm just gonna hold up at my place right now. I've been kind of like boxed in over here, doing some practicing and stuff, waiting for the next little set of shows.
Okay, I can't zoom in on the picture behind you. Hopefully, it's nothing crazy, and you got some arm guards. It's kind of okay. Good. Whew. Just wondering. I didn't need the orange jumpsuit.
Is it Monet?
You're good.
You make it out?
I got it. No.
My guess is Claude Monet.
Yeah, you got it.
The garden.
Yeah, you got it. The garden.
Yeah, it's the Giverny Garden. I went there. Me and my mom on the last trip we took together before she died. We went to France, and we went to Monet's garden at Giverny, and that's a painting he did of that garden.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's actually like it looks impressionistic, but when you're there, that's what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty realistic.
He was painting what he saw. The water lily paintings are like they're huge. The actual water lily paintings, they're 10, 12 foot tall by 80 foot wide. A couple of them. They're amazing, massive paintings, and we always just get to see the little image that they here's the water lilies, and they show it to you like on your phone or on a wine bottle,
postcard or something.
Yeah, and it's not nearly as impressive when you actually walk up to it. I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever get a chance to get over the pond, the water lilies pond is there physically. It still exists, and they keep it up, and it looks exactly like the painting still.
Yeah, I'm sure that's cool. Yeah, that's in France, you said.
Yeah, in Giverny.
Cool. Never been there yet. One of these days we're going to the other side of the water.
Yeah, I have a big collection of Monet prints, of paintings, prints from my aunt who has original 2 Monets. She passed away back in.
Wow.
Long story short, yes, so the pictures that you're saying, and John, you get a few books and prints of a print of some Monets and some stuff from my Aunt Val from Texas back in the day. So when you showed that, it's very cool. The lilies and the flowers, and I was just looking through the books over here. So anyway,
I got to break in right now and say, Phil, you have the coolest Zoom room of anybody.
I mean, I get to see in my aunt's house in Austin, Texas, in Sisterdale. And Jake's on the show. I should let him talk, but anyway.
No, go ahead.
Well, we went to her house on a ranch outside of Sisterdale, and it's a long story short, 38 specials, and there's a small painting, and there's just like stacks of paintings, and I didn't know. I was 18 years old, and there's a Monet about the size of the painting behind you. Yeah, it's
okay.
One. Yeah, so
that's amazing.
Yeah, Colonel Sanders. Story sponsors, go ahead. The Monets are,
well, this is compelling. I want to hear more about this Monet.
And how did you get to Colonel Sanders? That's what I'm wondering. If you just
True
went from
stories
Monet
about
directly to
about the
Colonel Sanders.
Monet.
There's a chicken behind me, but
I think I got in the book, Jake. And next time I see you, and actually, I
Right.
actually did a vinyl record of you under red your sunglasses from a thing. It's in one of my, I paint on records. Yeah, it's
if you're not totally familiar with Jake Willis, folks, sometimes everybody has a different memory of what Jake looks like when he's on the stage. And depending on when you saw him in concert, it could be in a red jumpsuit. It could be in a silver,
no,
cop
he's
piece.
usually the black leather hot.
I've seen him in a lot of different outfits, but then, certain ones definitely stick with me. But maybe he only wore that one time or two times. But it might be your memory of Jake forever, man. And the suits. So we can't even start talking about the suits and the slick wear that Jake has. It's so nice, man. Jake, you've done good for yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Dressing sharp and singing flat.
yeah. Throughout the
That's my
years, I think throughout the few years that I've known you, yeah, we've had conversations here and there, and some get, for a few. We'll talk about the Monets and the stories, yeah, and the 38 special and Phil and Colt and the Monets. Yeah, it's pretty.
Maybe you can do it. Maybe you can paint the water lilies on a record.
I could. I'm doing not just stuff that you used to see, just lettering. Yeah, I'm doing some.
I could fully see that you being using that on your records, Phil, for sure. Do it. That's
it's just yeah. It goes deep. Yeah. What was I gonna say now? Got me confused. Got me lost. Got me lost in translation there. Yeah.
You're tuning in right now.
It was like lost in translation. What I was gonna say is when about trips. I'm sorry. When with Ma, but the trip when he went with the whatever country with the apes, Jake. What was that?
Gorillas,
He's talking about when I went to Rwanda in January 2020. Yeah. Yeah, man, I saw gorillas. I saw the mountain gorillas in Rwanda, and I tracked down chimpanzees in the rainforest. Yeah.
Jake's been to more countries than the Hen House Prowlers. I swear. You watch his travel stuff that he does and sends back. You need to go to some neat places, Jake. You've seen a lot of interesting things. Talk about just the Rwanda stuff, but I've seen you in a lot of different places, from Dubai to, and then you'll show up some pictures that you went to someplace in Asia a couple times, or someplace it seems like. But
I've been to Thailand. I spent like a few weeks in Thailand. I've got an uncle who married a Thai woman, and they have a house there that's in her family. So they go back once a year, and they've been trying to get me to go over there for years. And her best friend is married to this guy, Teek Shiro, who is like in Thailand. He's as famous as like Madonna or like MC Hammer or something like that. He's like this like gigantic star from like back in the day. And so they'd wanted me to meet him, and eventually organized a trip, and I went over there when they did. And I ran around most of the time by myself, but I hung out with him for a few days, and we hung out with that cat in his, absolutely abstract world. Thailand's great.
When you travel.
Yeah, that's what my brother said.
Phil, you got something to say, buddy?
That's what my brother said. Thailand, and I seen travels, and I can live vicariously through documentaries, but my brother and with Jake and people do and travel. You have to get your shots. You get them, and all that. There's certain things, but I enjoy. I enjoy like Anthony the word. Yeah, anyway, I'm just rambling.
When you travel like that, Jake, abroad, do you take a guitar with you?
It depends. It totally depends on the trip. I didn't when I went to Rwanda, but I came across the guitar while I was there at some point. Played for some people, but most of the time, it just depends. Like on that thing, I was going to go trekking for mountain gorillas and stuff. I wasn't really thinking about trying to pick so much. But on other trips, I went to Israel. I got a guitar and brought it with on that. It just depends on where I'm going.
Yeah, it seemed
anything scare you?
Huh?
Anything scare you, Jake? Or nervous?
Girls.
Did anything get nervous about?
Girls. His fear is girls, Phil. He says.
What?
They're scary, man. They can hurt you. They'll hurt you bad. I don't care about dying, but those things.
He'll sit in a bush with a gorilla, right?
Yeah. They ain't gonna hurt you like that.
I'm not gonna take that.
I know. Yeah, no snap you.
No. Very similar to the mountain gorilla. All animals are wild, and we are all animals. So I guess it all reflects backwards. Doing some shows, more shows with Cody coming up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've been keeping at it with my own thing in the winter. Mostly, I don't really promote the stuff that I'm doing right now. Like a lot of the shows I've been doing are real low key. It's just like COVID-y stuff going on. I'm not trying to like convince people to come out of their houses and, start crowd surfing or anything. But, I'm still doing my little gigs that I'm doing quietly. I'm going to be playing in Texas at the end of the month.
Nice.
I'll be down by Dallas, and I think I'm going to have a little bit of free time, so I'm hoping I can get down to Austin and screw around a little bit. But
good, yeah, good.
Doing what I can do. But yeah, and then starting in March, the field notes are gonna reconvene, and we're headed out to Iowa, Omaha, and then Colorado, like up the Front Range, like just the edge.
Nice. Yeah.
And then back through, we'll go down to Wisconsin. We'll be up in Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. There's a bunch of stuff like that coming on. I think there might be some Missouri stuff a little bit further forward too, but we're playing in Chicago also. First Chicago show for the band.
We're spoiled because we're from where you guys are from, so we get a lot of it. But then you get travel like that, people get to check it out from different places. It's always interesting to get that reaction from people. Cody's a great.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, we were hitting it pretty hard there before all this crap happened. And this tour is pretty much like going straight back to where we were in Colorado when we were touring through Colorado when COVID hit, and the tour crashed and burned right there.
Sure.
So we're going back to the places that we were at, like right before the shutdown, and picking the tour up right there.
Yeah. Jake, you ever been to String Summit in Oregon? I guess it's the last year there in Oregon.
No, I've never been to that one. I love Oregon though. I was trying to get up there, like just to go. I just go up there for fun and to visit, like my friends up there.
I hear it was a good festival, and it was the last year. I never got to go there. John, have you ever been up there?
Never been to Oregon. Nope, never been to Northern California.
Oh wow!
I have been there. I've been to Washington and Oregon, but not to the music festival itself.
Oh, you get like that part of the country in the summer. You cannot beat it. Like in June through August, you really cannot beat the Pacific Northwest.
No, you cannot. No.
Absolutely
you cannot. Yeah. I saw my aunt lived right by Mount St. Helens, and we used to go fishing. So it was right on her property, basically. And then one year it was there, and then gone. And
she was there when the explosion happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the cattle was gone. She survived. Yeah. Long story about that. Yeah. She was like, 5-10 miles away. The whole house, she had to leave for 5 years. And Mount St. Helens.
5 years.
What's that?
5 years she had to be out?
Yeah, 5 years. She lent a house to NBC camera crew. I mean, I got ashes from the house. The Colditz River, we used to go there. I got story. Yeah, it was really it was picturesque, Jake, and going fishing in the Cowlitz River, and now it's no longer there because of the ashes, and it overtook it. Yeah,
it's a long time ago now.
Oh yeah, and she's back, and she's still on the property now.
That's amazing.
My auntie and my dad's sister. Yeah.
Like the Mount Rainier.
I got a lot of cool stories.
You do.
It's Phil and John Zone number 93, and Jake's never played a song tonight, but that is quite. I like talking to Jake. We sometimes.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks.
Yeah. Dude, it's good to see you. I was
It's
having
great to see you, Jake. Yeah.
Literally, like last night, sitting there thinking about how long it's been since I've been to a show. And during the first year of COVID, I said this earlier, but I had just, inundated with all my musician friends playing music every week for us, Yeah. That mellowed out and kind of disappeared. And then I went to some shows last year, and that was fun. And then all of a sudden, there's been this other little void between those shows and now where I haven't seen anything at all.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's like when we were really locked down hard, then everybody was like, okay, live stream time, let's do this. And we had the Folk and Tuesdays and all this other stuff going on. And then things kind of opened up again and chilled. And we had enough live shows if you could be careful about it, whatever. And now we're kind of in this in-between thing where it's like, yeah, there's stuff going on if you want to do it, but there's not really as much live streaming going on as there was before. Yeah. It's kind of in this kind of in-between zone.
It's for us. It's interesting because the people that are watching our show tonight, the girl that played the song, the guy that brought her on the show, another guy that watches, they're from places in the country that we never would have crossed paths with, but only because we did these live streams, we made these friends.
Oh,
so
cool.
we got friends now that are watching what we do and paying attention to our little Midwestern scene or whatever we have here that we wouldn't have met had not been for doing these little goofy things, you know.
Who was Crystal and where was she from? Like I jumped in and she
from-
was talking, she was done singing.
She was from Boston. She's like an R&B singer, friend of ours. She belongs to a part of a
We have a
open
friend.
mic, virtual open mic messenger group is what it's called.
Yeah.
Cool.
We have a friend from
Where they
California
just go
who
on there and play
introduced.
songs for each other, basically, like this, basically. You know, I mean, it's another form. She sounded great. Her voice was beautiful. Her sound, I think she had a radio on, you know, like had the other speaker on or something.
Yeah.
So she had circular voice. We were getting a real mess. But when she sang, we shut everything else off and just let her sing. And it was nice studio quality sound for the most
Yeah,
part.
I could just hear you guys echoing like crazy when she was talking.
Yeah, I could feel that.
I can hear you guys echoing now, but not as badly.
It's John's fault. I mean, you know.
It's probably Phil's computer, I think, actually.
No, it's not. It's a bunch of bullshit.
We have no idea what we're doing. Every time I ask a guest if they want to come on, I have to end the conversation with like, you experience nothing professional during your experience with us.
No, it works better upstairs. But Jake, you know, I mean, I miss.
We're not the official podcaster that has all the stuff set up. We're just doing this with the paper.
You know, we could actually be better.
Desk, you know?
I guess
They
it's
should-
called laziness.
Shoe Fest this year, they should set up a booth for like the Phil and John show, and you guys just like do like an hour show.
That's kind of what we do anyway. The whole time we're there.
Way
Oh,
behind
there,
that,
while we're
Jake.
there.
You know what? Shoe Fest is we'll be at Blue Ox doing that. We'll be at we'll
Shoe
be
Fest
Yeah,
is always
there.
on there.
the interviews up.
Can't wait for Shoe Fest again. I just watched some stuff while I was watching that video of you guys from there today, and it's just that place makes you feel good, you know.
Yeah, wonder what it's gonna be like this year.
I don't know.
John Hartford. There's a lot of
And the
festivals.
John Hartford one in the new location this year. We changed it away from Bean Blossom. That's been a nightmare kind of to deal with. But
Yeah, it looked like it got pretty ugly there. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's
it
sad.
wasn't anybody's fault really, except for the two guys on the phone that day. You know, who
It's got to be
I got
pretty
no answers for
intense. That's all I
anybody,
got to
and
say, because that's pretty.
none of the bands have answers for anybody, but the two guys on the phone who they made that discussion that day, whoever knows what that was whatever happened. I don't know. Sounds like it was money and attitudes and button heads.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better. We'd try something new. Who knows? You know, it's not for Bean Blossom. It's not for Bill Monroe. It's for John Hartford. So it kind of has
Yeah,
to.
it's
have
really
to
hard to
remember
keep
that.
good going forever.
Yeah, exactly. And that place has
People
changed
broke
ownership
up
3
too.
times since we've been there. That's not for me to say, but they've changed ownership like 3 times since we've been there. So that adds to politics and changes.
Right.
Everybody wants something different. And Phil,
We gotta-
I think we should let Jake play a song. We had talked to
Yeah, you got to play a song for us, Jake. Please.
Yeah, Amy would like to say hi to Jake real quick. My wife, Amy.
Oh, hey,
Hi,
what's
Jake.
up?
Yeah, you got
What's
a
up?
dog on you.
And Kermit.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
And the dog. It is, man. Songs about rainbows are awesome.
I can let my dog out. Jake, play a song.
Your dog has fleas? What do you say?
He's got to go potty.
All right. Well, you take him potty, and we'll see if Jake would like to sing a song for us. You got a guitar there. What kind of guitar you got there, Jake?
I've been playing this one a lot lately again. It's a 1926 Gibson L3.
I have seen that guitar in person. I'm almost for sure. It's a beautiful guitar.
Yeah, I mean, it's really beat up, but this is my favorite acoustic. It's so busted up, though.
Is it about the condition that you got it in?
Yeah, well, worse now. But I got it. It was pretty tore up when I got it. I found this thing on Craigslist in St. Louis. I was driving through. It was actually like a weird story. I booked a show. There was a festival called Elderberry Farms in Michigan, and I booked them. And then I booked some shows in Colorado, like that were like the next week. But I got the Elderberry, but you know, I had a week between or whatever. But the Elderberry Farm show was booked up in Michigan, and it had been a great festival when I'd been there the one time. So I booked it the next year, and then after I got it nailed down, I booked some other shows around Michigan to route it up there and like take care of it. And then it got to like about like 3 months ahead, and I wasn't seeing anything on the posters yet. They weren't announcing me, and I was like, "This is weird. Like, what's going on?" So like, I looked it up, and I realized that it was a different Elderberry Farms festival that was in Missouri.
No. Oh, it was the Missouri one. I did artwork for that.
So like, I booked the wrong, like a different festival than I thought I had booked. So like, I played the shows in Michigan and then had to like race down to Missouri. But on the way through, I was checking on Craigslist, and I found this guitar on Craigslist in St. Louis. This guy had it in a bakery. And when I got my very first guitar, I sold my comic book collection to get a guitar. This thing was one of these was on the wall right next to it. A Gibson L3. That one was from 1918. And I wanted it so bad, and I mowed lawns all summer and like tried to save up the money to get it. And it sold like, right before I got the money together for it. I went in to get it and it was gone. It was so sad. So when I stumbled onto one in St. Louis, they wanted like $200 for it. And I couldn't say no to that. And it was all messed up. I didn't think it was playable. It was like
was it a decoration? You said it was in a bakery. Was it a decoration in the bakery?
It was just like stashed in the back, like in an office.
Yeah.
The thing was such a disaster. The strings were green. They were so corroded. And but I was gonna pass it by. My friend like yelled at me on the phone, told me to go back and get it. So I picked it up, and when I got to the festival that I was playing at, I threw a new set of strings on it and messed with it, and turned out like it was pretty easy to fix back up. And I ended up playing it for that show. And then, as it turned out, Bones Jugs were playing in Missouri that night, and they were down a guitar player, and they called me. So I did 2 shows with it that day.
Nice.
So I don't know. That's the tale of this guitar. Short story long.
Our good friend Jake Willis, folks. Thanks for checking out Phil and John Zone tonight. You're gonna let him have the mic for a minute and see what happens. Thanks, Jake.
All right. Sure, man. Southern man, better keep your head. Don't forget what so good was said. Southern sage better come in last. Now your crosses are burning fast. Southern man. I saw cotton and I saw black. Tall white mansions and blue stacks. Southern man, when will you pay them back? I heard screaming and 4 whips cracking and how long, how long? Yeah. Billy Bell, your hair is golden brown. I see your nightmare coming round. Swear by God they're gonna cut you down. I heard screaming and 4 whips cracking and how long, how long? Yeah.
My friend Chris Johnson commented in just now. He was actually pretty impressed that you're playing lead and rhythm at the same time. But Chris, you have not actually met our friend Jake yet. Sometimes he'll do a couple of different harmonic voices at the same time.
Yeah, the drums are over there, but they'd be too loud to play on this.
It fights for sound anyway. It competes for. It sounds funny in Zoom, but you know what's funny about it is I kind of like the primitive nature of the recordings that we're getting. Oddly enough, you get this almost like old radio accidental can song, you know,
Right.
without running it through a whole bunch of processors and figuring out how to do that. You know, basically, we're getting
totally play on the phone. Always sounds crazy.
There's an old Bad Brain song where he says he sings through the telephone. I can't remember what the heck it is now, but it's a cool song. And he recorded HR recorded it on telephone because that's the only way he could get the recording to the studio. But it made it so cool, it became the song. You know, you always hear it that way. You know, yeah, I love it.
I think there's a Bright Eyes thing where he did something like that too.
Yeah, intentionally trying to, like, you know, we're beefing with it. My friend Colin O'Brien, he has this old, like the cheesiest basic recording tape deck you can get, and he's using this to create a distortion that you can only get from this old recording equipment. He fights with it, and you listen to it, it kind of gets irritating, but you realize how much thought he's put through it to get to this point where he gets the sound of this broken grunge feel. It's just, you'd have to check it out. He did it on our show one time, and he played way too much of it, but it was pretty cool.
Well, I like all that old school technology and like the special sounds you can get out of it. I mean, that's kind of my thing. That's like what I really all about that, you know, hence this kind of stuff.
Yeah, analog music for sure.
Analog, old school, physical. Yeah.
So at
the same time, like getting into some tech stuff right now, because we decided amongst the field notes we're going to give in-ear monitors a try for this tour and see what happens. So I've been like researching all that stuff for the last few days, coming up with, you know, what we're going to stick in our ears.
You basically got to buy a whole system, like so it's like its own PA system.
Yep.
Each piece is individually to the person, and then be interesting to use. Have you played with one before?
Yeah, you know, I used them with Soap at summer camp years ago. We did a David Bowie tribute when he died.
I was there.
Yeah. And so I'd never used in-ears before, but for the rehearsal, they had like an extra set, and that's what they're all using. So I put them in, and man, it was so cool. You hear every little detail. It's so dope. And then so I was excited. And then we got to the show, and one of the sets was broken, so it only worked in one ear. And you know, so it's like now once we're thrown in front of thousands of people, and it's like this gigantic thing, you know, full production, and I'm, you know, in these.
It was like midnight.
You know, I've got like, you know, 9-foot feather wings on and like some, you know, whatever, like ridiculous outfit and stuff. And I'm trying to like fiddle with the headphones. It just wasn't having it. So I just pulled them out and did it like, you know, without monitors in the air.
That actual set of music was transformational in my musical tastes that night. There was a moment where the song Let's Dance went from my least favorite David Bowie song, and it became my most favorite David Bowie song when you sang it that night. Because I realized I'd heard it so much as a kid on the radio.
Yeah.
I was over it. Okay. When you played it live with Soap that night, man, I realized you had to see that song live. You had to feel it. You had to be dancing. You had to be there with it to appreciate that song.
I think a lot of that stuff comes from production. Like that 80s production can be hard to get to listen through sometimes. Like, you know, like Edie Brickell sometimes, who was brilliant. You know, you got to hear through the production of big gated snare drums. And at that time, you know, Bowie's production is a very 80s. He was really going for that, what was at the time like contemporary. And, you know, Stevie Ray Vaughan's playing on it, but they like dump chorus all over his guitar and all that stuff.
It might have pushed the edge of electronic sound for me at the time, you know.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But hearing you play it live that night, because I was there that night, I remember that was all covers. That whole tent was that night. We had like Grateful Dead show, we had a Prince show, we had you guys' show.
Okay.
But there was all cover bands.
That's right, it was. There was a Nirvana show too.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff. It was cool. And but yeah, I remember that very, very, very memorable set that night. Yeah, it's fun. That's cool, man. See, things that go back, you know.
You know, like you reminded me, one of my favorite concerts I ever saw was Stevie Wonder in Grant Park in Chicago. And it was, you know, it's absolutely incredible. And one of the speakers that were by us weren't working. And rather than like people talking over it, like would normally happen in the situation, everybody in the whole place, million people there, everybody shut the fuck up. And everybody just sat dead fucking silent and just stared and listened very quietly and respectfully. So like, it was like listening to it at like home volume with everybody shutting the fuck up. And it was amazing. And he played a bunch of songs that were like in the 80s stuff that like I wasn't into. But then when he played them live and you get at the production out of it and actually hear the songs in context with everything else with the same sound, it was like, no, these are great songs. Yep. And it was like I felt like I got like all these new Stevie Wonder songs that I hadn't never been able to appreciate fully before. Man, it was brilliant.
A lot of bands can give you that vibe. The album has, when you see them live, Ween, for example, is a band I really suggest don't listen to the records, go see their concert. Because the records are cool, but the concert's going to blow your mind. Flaming Lips maybe the same way. There's some bands that just you see them live, it's a whole
other thing. I like the Flaming Lips in the studio also, and I like Ween too in the studio. But you have to like.
But you
they've had
the difference.
Records up with so much stuff where they're like. For like 20 minutes of record.
I went to their concert thinking, how are they going to do this live? First of all,
right,
and then they were just a kick-ass band that just tore it up and was so good. Every musical piece was amazing. And Phil, are you froze?
No, I'm just letting you. I'm trying to talk, but you're just babbling, so I'll let you babble. So go ahead.
I just want to make sure everybody gets a minute to say.
Hey,
something.
Jake, what's soap? What's Ross and Soap doing? Are they done or what?
That's a good question, man. I think, they've all been doing their own different gigs up there. I don't know if Soap's playing as Soap right now or not. I'm not sure. Last I heard they were like all busy with other projects, but not necessarily done or anything.
Yeah, Down on the Farm was a great little festival that they had, and I miss Soap. So anyway.
Yeah, that was a great
I got something in. Thank you, John.
You could ask that question about almost every band we know right now. What are they up to? Are they still playing? Where'd they go? I haven't seen them for a couple of years.
We talked about Soap, yeah. I hope.
Hey, it's this summer is going to be things are going to open up in a whole new way, man.
I'm still going to have nightmares about the show because I swear to God, after Jake leaves the show, he's standing over one painting in a room with around. He could look around. I swear to God, there's going to be yeah.
Hey, the artist and the musician. Look at our backgrounds are a little bit different.
Yeah, well, it's like yeah.
Oh, I got added to some group chat just now.
No.
Group chats, the COVID and Facebook. I don't mind it. Sometimes it works out good. Sometimes it's annoying. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We don't talk politics.
Yeah, I'm going to see a couple gigs coming up. Feed a Dog up in. I live outside in Aurora. Feed a Dog. I love Feed a Dog. They're playing at the Law Office in Yorkville, and the following week, you ever hear of Feed a Dog, Jake?
I don't know Feed a Dog.
They played at Shoe Fest. They played at Shoe Fest one time. Fantastic, edgy, intriguing, caught in my edge. Big fan. Your Cats. Feed the Dog. Great band, and probably after the show, I'm going to put on their CD. And a little festival in LaSalle County in 2 weeks. A couple of Chicago bands called Lunatics.
Yeah, I know those guys. They just played in Chicago too, like the other day.
All right, and Snake Oil Bandits.
Yeah.
And a couple other bands, Josh Robeson and TJK, and a couple other ones. 6 bands in a 9th Street pub in LaSalle on February 18th.
I apologize because the person that put me in the group chat is watching the show, so I apologize that I wasn't saying your group chat was the COVID at Facebook, but
you're very careful.
I just have to be careful when I get in new group chats because my phone will go nuts, and I let the messenger thing show up, and for a long time I was in one with a bunch of friends, and I lost track of it, and I got way out of hand. I try to keep up with my messages. It's hard these days,
Totally.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm not in any group chats, that's for sure.
Nope.
But that's okay, Jeff. I appreciate it. Jeffrey Blackmon is a big supporter of our show from out in California.
Oh, big time. Big time.
So he's there again, one of those folks we wouldn't have met if we had not done the show, probably.
We gotta do something. We gotta hook him up with something. He's got to come this way. Yeah. I don't know. I think we'd be too. At least I'd be too lame for him, man. He's out of control.
You'd be too lame for him.
Well, no, dude. The skateboarding in the cement castle, and dude,
he might have a couple years on him.
I mean, he lives in California. He's hooking up with Crystal in Boston, Mass. What's going on?
I don't know.
I mean, really.
Well, Pete Jive's into that skateboarding thing now too, man.
Yeah, Pete.
He's getting big back into it. He's making me every day. I think about going because I have it in my legs, and my body, but my mind and my heart are scared of it a little bit, you know. But my mind, I skateboarded from the time I was 4 years old until I was almost 40, but I just don't go as much as I used to anymore. I don't jump up in the air anymore. I tell you that. Pete's jumping.
Yeah.
No,
You know
my
Fishbone?
knees. Yeah. Well, I played basketball, but it's pretty funny. I'm looking at some coasters from Josh Blades. There's a Pete Jive, a Jake Willis, and a John Griffin. It's pretty cool.
Okay. Nice.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
My ergonomic
Yeah.
step.
So I got my buddy Norwood Fisher. He's the bass player for Fishbone.
I know of Norwood Fisher. I don't know him, but I know of Norwood. Yes.
Yeah, he's great, man. Yeah, like a few years ago, he decided to jump back into skateboarding because that's like the scene he came out of. And he went out, like, first day he's out, like, things slipped out from under him, broke his arm, like, horrifically, and now his arm doesn't straighten anymore. It's, like, permanent. He's got, like, an extra joint in his arm. They were afraid he wasn't going to be able to play anymore. I mean, it was pretty bad. So you really got to watch it now. You know, it's different falling down when you're, like, 15 than it is when you're, like...
Well, Jake's got a pun coming up. Extra joints in his elbow. Watch it. What? Come on, Jake. Go ahead, say it.
And Norwood, he probably has an extra joint in his elbow. Probably.
Yeah, come on.
The good
See,
people.
he was going to play. He was going to play something.
I'm a big
I
fan
got
of
a
Fishbone. I have
extra
been,
joint in my arm.
I've been a fan of Fishbone since I was a kid, since I was old enough to have my own music. You know, Fishbone was important to me. And I got to meet Angelo at summer camp that same year you played that show. Fishbone played at summer camp that year.
Okay.
And
It's like a Cheech and Song song. I got an extra joint in my elbow. I got to meet Angelo in the parking lot. See, come on.
I made a point. I saw him walking.
I got
by
a
himself.
knitted blue shadow.
Oh, no, I call Angelo's at summer camp, and not everybody. Listen, the summer camp kids don't.
What the
know
hell's going on
necessarily-
with summer camp? How many bands can you actually see, Jake? What bands do you want to see this year? What bands does Jake Willis want to see besides Mr. Jake Willis playing?
I'd like to see Bjork. But that's not going to happen.
Why not?
I mean, I just don't think she's touring. I'd like to see Anais Mitchell this year. I'm looking forward to seeing her. She has a new record that just came out that I'm head over heels for.
Who was that?
She's one of the Anais Mitchell.
Okay.
She's a folk artist. She's absolutely amazing. Top 5 shows I've ever seen in my life for sure. The first time I saw her. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And then she made a record that got turned into a Broadway musical that's like a big hit now. It's called 80s Town. And she just released a self-titled record that's really, really great. It's really, really good. You know, it's one of those, you know, you're crying, I'm not crying type records. It's really good. Yeah,
Well,
Anais
it's
Mitchell.
like Nico Case for me.
Okay, yeah, she's great, man. Nico's awesome.
What's my crying music? I think I'd probably have to say like.
Okay, you got a
Elliott
couple
Smith.
more, Jake. I've never been to summer
Elliott
camp.
Smith's my crying music. I think probably, or if after I cry, it's The Cure. Because
No
Okay.
way!
I love The Cure. They're great. I got to go back to them at least once a year.
You're
And
young.
the older you get, you go back to the records you liked as a kid, and you listen to them differently when you hear them again. And you hear the band instead of the singer, what the singer looks like, or you hear the words instead of what the band feels like. You hear different things when you listen to it and you're older. And so yeah, The Cure, fuck you. All right. Anyway. I think we're gonna give the stage to Jake Willis. We get a guitar in his hand. Let him play their song, Phil. We'll come back in a minute and we'll talk to Jake a little bit more before he goes. All right. Jake, you want to play a song, buddy?
Sure. He's just like, get me out of this. I should play a Cure song right now, but I don't have one. The time I've been building my castle cloud. Just for two, though you never knew you were my reason. Gone much too far for you not to see that I've got to go my castle away for a dream. so other day, and you don't believe that they do. They do come true. For in my dream, come true in reality too. And maybe too if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed, overloved. For hearts, I have pain for the turn every song. Just to find I have found what I've searched to discover. Come much too far now to find the love that I sought can never be mine. And though you don't believe that you do, they do come true. For in my dream, come true in reality too. And maybe too if you would believe, you too might be overjoyed, overloved, over me. And though they aren't seen you for a fool, what do they know? For in romance, what you love me is a chance. And maybe to chance you will find you too like I, overjoyed, overloved, over you. Oh, you.
Nice segue back to Stevie there. That's great. Yeah. Was that a Stevie Wonder song? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Stevie Wonder song. It was like one of those ones from that show I was talking about that hit me like, oh yeah, that's a great song.
Yeah. Did you hear
That's
somebody?
there's a lot of tricky chords in that one.
I think you can have a song that you absolutely hate, and if you hear somebody perform it live well, it can turn you around for sure. That's not that's a thing for sure. A few weeks ago, now we know Jake, we know your voice, and we've known it for a long time. We're familiar with you and the way you sing and your advanced chording you do with your vocal cords, all the stuff you are. Anyway, the way you sing is great and wonderful. And we were listening the other day. We were kind of making jokes about top 40 music of the time right now. So we went through and we started listening to pieces of these top 40 songs. And I can't tell you what the person's name was or what it was, but I swear to God, it sounded like you singing.
Huh.
But it was so auto-tuned that you couldn't even hear the person's voice. I mean, the person's voice was gone. It was so gone. It wasn't there.
Right.
But
that is the sound of our time.
In their efforts to get it to where they wanted to end up this studio recording, it just sounded like you singing.
Well, if you can come up with what it is, let me know. I'll mess around with it.
Yeah, I'll have to go through and listen to it again. It was just I was randomly going through, clicking on stuff, listening to it, and I was like, that sounds like Jake Wills. That's so strange. And I listened to it again for a few more seconds, but then you realize how much they had produced this person's voice to get to just a voice. It's sad to me, It probably
it's kind of a mess right now. I mean, that's going to be like how in the 80s everything had the gated snare drums on it, and everything's like all the rock songs and pop songs sound, their snare drums sound like that, and it sounds really dated and obnoxious now. But it was the sound of the time, and I think that's how like that auto-tune stuff's going to sound. I mean, auto-tune like itself is not. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like a compressor or a gate or any other kind of dynamic effect. It's just when you overuse it too badly. I mean, same with delay, echo, anything. If you use too much of it, it's horrible. If you use a little of it and tastefully in a record when it's the sound you're going for, that's okay, like whatever. But it's just gotten tacky because it's being used too much, too heavily and too much.
Yeah, like, you can't lean on it. You can't lean on it in a situation whenever you're without it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't mind it as a tool in the studio for people in pop music doing that thing. It's useful. It's just like a compressor. But when it's like abused and it's used wrong, and it's just overdone. It's getting boring. But but I'm
like
also
any new
old,
technology.
so
like any new technology, it gets old eventually, and you end up with something that you can't hardly deal with. You go back to songs in the '70s that were kind of tweaking their voices to create the effect. They were doing it intentionally to make that. I can't even think of one off the top of my head, like Cars, like Gary Newman or something like that, where they were adding that effect to it intentionally. They weren't using the effect to make it sound good. I mean, Does that make sense? I don't know. Listen.
Yeah, it's like the thing that you're supposed to do in the studio right now, so everybody's doing it, so they jump on it. Yeah. But that's the thing of our day, you know, and that's all right. But there's a lot of great stuff out right now, man. There's still a lot of great.
Yeah.
I mean, that Billie Eilish, her last record was great. All of her records are great, man. She's amazing.
Yeah.
There's lots of great stuff coming out.
You'd be hundreds, if not thousands, of pop music happen at once, but there are a couple pieces of kernels of popcorn that come out that stick around. Those
exactly, and that's how it always
was
in the '60s. If you look through the charts, man, there's some terrible stuff up there with all this bubblegum pop. But now we just remember the good stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's the same with any era, but there's good stuff in there. I mean, Billy Strings, man. I mean, we're like living at this time where there is big stuff that the next generation is going to go like, oh man, I wish I'd been around for that.
That's big. That's big, sir. That's Mavericks. That dude's surfing the biggest wave right now of fandom and popularity. It's amazing. It's interesting to watch. You know, he's holding it well. You know, he's playing well. He's writing good songs still. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see if he does like a collaboration with like Drake or something.
Well, did you see? He hung out with Les Claypool last week.
Did he? Nice. I could see that.
So that would be project.
I've seen if he crosses over into the pop world, you know, because he's big enough now that like he's known in that world enough. You know, to start getting Grammys and stuff. You know, who knows what, you know, he might end up doing some crossover thing. Like, who knows? I think that
there's a country song he plays on already.
Okay. See,
that's popular. That when you hear it in this is Billy Strings playlist, you're like, what the hell is this? But you realize he's just reaching out and he's saying, I can play, and I want to play with everything, you know, and do whatever I can.
Yeah, and that's so cool. Like, I'm just curious to see what ends up happening with that guy, because he's got the opportunity to do anything. A lot of people burn out at that point, but I think he got that out of his system already.
You're taking a call right now?
I actually do have it. Actually, have a real phone downstairs in my basement. So.
It's got a landline. I love
it. I met Jake 10 years ago at Stonehouse Park.
Is that? Night to morning, keeping me in the morning. I let you hide, I don't need. Why don't you say so? Didn't even notice, no punches left to roll it. You got to keep me focused. You wanna say so? It's been a long time since you ain't coming out yourself. You ain't really been yourself. Tell me what must I do? Tell me. Look at me, I'm good at breathing. But fucking money won't stop cheating. We can dance all day around it. If you run it, I'll be bouncing. If you walk it, screaming, shout it, baby. I need you better. Late night to morning, in the morning. I let you hide, I don't need. Why don't you say so? You know that one?
I don't, but now I do.
It's Doja Cat.
Okay.
It was like #1 hit last year.
We probably don't have rights to that one, folks.
So I can't do it right because you always nuke me. I'm gonna nuke you.
Well, I had to nuke myself because the dogs, they got into some kind of ruckus. The place was an explosion. But it's okay now. One dog was scared. None of them are hurt.
Don't be scared.
Scooby's basically a male dog and he all the time. So he got the other dog. He upset the other dog. A little bit too aggressive romance.
Don't be scared. You're amongst friends.
Yeah, I'm a male dog in heat every day.
Yeah. Most males are. Girls go into heat, but males would just, unfortunately, there's no hope for us.
Yeah,
No,
I've been
about
locked
it.
up alone in the kennel for a long time anyway.
Think about it. We're friends after all this time. I mean, we've
Yeah.
known each other a short period of times. I met this son of a gun in a rafter. I thought he was Jesus Christ from Hannibal Lecter. We're still friends. And it was not
Yeah.
you. I was talking about John Griffin. So
I
anyway,
met this guy in a forest. He's swinging a V-shaped guitar over his head. I'm not talking about Jake. I'm talking about Phil.
I know that was me. Yeah, I know. We're all different, and that's all
V-shaped.
cool. We're all
We got
good.
different.
We're all good. We're all good.
That's
Life
funny.
is short. We're still here. We're still smiling.
We
Yeah.
are still smiling. We're still making people happy, I think, out there. You got to keep people watching at least.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm
Not why we
happy.
do
I
it,
don't
but
care.
it's really good to see you, Jake. It's good to see you out there
Good to see
doing
you
your
too.
thing. Last time we talked to you, or one of the last times we talked to you was during all the protests in Chicago, and you were in your apartment still, and you were looking out the window, and it was chaos out there. It's been a couple times ago, possibly, but
Yeah, that's a crazy time.
You're in a different place now. You're in your house now, aren't you? Do you have a house now? Or place?
Yeah, I've been in that same waterless storage room for 15 years.
I'm still worried about where he's at. I swear to God.
Until this past summer. No, I'm in a nice place now. I got a house out in the city in a much quieter area. It's really chill over here. I just wanted to experiment with a different lifestyle after I was living in my car for years and then living without running water or a kitchen or whatever for 20 years. So now trying out this running water thing and having a kitchen and all that stuff, messing around with cooking, took a bath, an actual bath this morning.
Sometimes you cleaned your plate and sometimes you hardly even ate, brother.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just experimenting with this right now, seeing if I can pull it off or not. If I can, manage to afford it, if I go broke on it or not. Wow. So hopefully Chicago Farmer's got a lot of gigs booked.
Yeah, just keep doing your music and what you do. And everybody still loves you, Jake. Everybody out there in the world, we all look forward to seeing you play every time we get to see you. And I know I do, man. It's cool. And I think it's cool that throughout the years, like I said, meeting you in the summer camp or wherever we met that time. Friends still. And,
you guys should come over. I'll make you dinner. Come on over. We'll do the show live.
No, I'll make you dinner. I love cooking. I love cooking.
Oh, nice.
So you can play the music. Phil can do the dinner, and I'll just kind of hang out.
Yeah. You light the candle, and you both play, and I'll cook. We'll all survive. I know it would be a beautiful thing. Sure. Well, hey, Jake, if you ever come out to Aurora, to the Roundhouse or the venue, you're more than welcome to spend the night. We're 5 minutes away.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I need to hit them up. I haven't hit them up for a while.
The venue's been putting on a lot of shows.
Yeah, man, that place is awesome. I loved it.
Hagman today just told me he's announcing they're going to do every other Thursday Grateful Dead shows out there.
Oh, far out.
So, yeah. He's Doug Hagman's booking like crazy. He had me do a West Coast poster, a spring tour poster, 4 individual show posters, and then the Grateful Dead night posters. So they're going to Terrapin Flyer's going to be playing a lot, which is cool. Maybe David knows.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me too. He works, man. He works hard. He's been at this forever, and he's got a great lineup now. He's had a lot of different versions of that band. I was in one of them, and right. He's got a great version.
I seen Kara out in California hanging out there.
Yeah, she bailed. Funny Kara Kavanaugh, man. I have a funny story with her. So when I met her, she was playing in the L stops in Chicago, just playing in the train stations. And I had a gig downtown that I was doing 5 days a week. So I would see her all the time down there just playing in the L, for tips. And so I just got to know her in the trains, from riding around in the trains and stuff. And I was playing at this thing called Chicago Peace Festival. And they had me on the bill, and I knew, those maniacs that throw that thing. So I was like, hey, I think, you should come along. I can probably get you on stage for something there. And she came with, he came and hung out, and Terrapin Flyer was there, and they heard her, and Doug was like, hey, come sit in with us. And she jumped up and sat in with them. And then she was in the band. And at the time when I met her in the trains, she was saying that she was about to leave Chicago and move to California. And she was just playing down there. She was making some money. She's like, this isn't going anywhere. I'm just playing in the subway stations. It's not going anywhere. And then this whole thing just fell together with Terrapin, and she canceled the whole California plan. But then, apparently, I guess she just played out, the time she was going to do with Terrapin after all these years, and like went back to the original mission that she was talking about in the subway like a decade ago. So it was pretty cool. Like when I saw her do that, it was like, yeah, man, that was the original mission.
Yeah.
She's back on it.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of her today. That's why
Cool.
with her dog on the beach. Yeah, good for her. Good for her.
Good for her for sure. I haven't kept up with her. I kind of lost track of her, but I knew that she'd gone out there. But man, yeah, Kara was cool and great voice, and she's we had good adventures.
It's funny. I haven't seen Terrapin Fly, or even though I know Doug and all the people who play in the band per se, and throughout the transformations, I haven't seen him play in front of my eyes in probably 10 years.
Oh wow!
Because either I'm vending or in
Right.
or doing something. I consider singing a band more than 4 songs in front of me, not being at the venue and bullshitting.
Yeah, it's
so
hard.
I've not seen them.
Yeah, I mean, I barely get to see anything when I'm playing a lot. Like I don't get to go see shows, because working. It's the same thing. If you're out doing the vending thing, like you don't get to see as much. It's very different.
Jake, it's like when you're playing a gig and you're, the backup and there's a band, after you. You're talking backstage. Do you get to see that band? No, you're talking,
totally.
Right?
Yeah, I'm rolling cables. Yeah.
So did you see the band? I was there, but not really.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that
I went to Peace Fest once.
Yeah,
that's
so I don't count those as
Right.
I went to Peace Fest in 1996, I think. It had to be probably right around.
I mean, I saw the Talking Heads twice, but both times, man, not really at all.
Hilarious.
For real. Me and Bernie Arrell were toast.
That's hilarious, man. Bernie was great. I miss the cat.
Yeah, I mean, I got his autograph up in my wall right there. Yeah, he signed something for me. Yeah, nice piece. One of my first albums I ever started doing artwork for. Bernie signed something for me.
Nice. Yeah, I got to know him pretty well before he passed. But
He was there in Chicago doing a lot. He was doing a lot of music projects in Chicago, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was really at it. Like, he was like, it was really unfair the way that all went down. He had like a really hard, era where he wasn't getting the work that he needed. He wasn't, he was in trouble, and he was struggling back out. Everything was just starting to get back in line. He was starting his life over in Oregon and everything. And then it's like right at that moment, like it struck him down.
Huh. Yeah, it's too bad. That is too bad.
He was such a doll. What a great guy.
I saw a lot of you guys playing with him, and I put his name on posters, and I know Janice had done some stuff with him, and it's just
Mark
cool.
connected a lot with him.
It's funny how like a small world it really is when it comes down to that stuff.
Yeah, that was really the thing. Was like the first time that I'd done a few shows with him, but the first time that I came into like a gig that we were doing that we were both on, and he was like, Jake, and it was like like I used to listen to Chocolate City, and like all this stuff on vinyl back in the day. It was like, Bernie Worrell knows me by name now. It was like, it was really a mind blow. And then, I actually got to know the guy like pretty decently.
That's what happens is when you're a fan of music and that happens to you, it does feel good. And it's happened to me a couple of times where people I really look up to remember me, as much as I remember them. And it doesn't always happen. That's for sure. I've had people totally cold shoulder me too. But I don't listen to them anymore. So,
hey man, I give people slack on that because if
I didn't give the guy slack on it until just like a year ago, and I heard another version of the story of the night on which it happened.
Okay.
So I looked up to this guy. He had puffy shoes, whatever. I won't give any clues to who he was. But he I really liked his music. It was in the late 80s, early 90s. They had a big hit in a big Quentin Tarantino movie, but that's all I'll say. And but they're from Chicago.
Was it Devo?
Oh.
But anyway, I looked at these guys and I followed them. I thought they were great, and I really enjoyed them. They were an opening band one night, and I got to meet him after they played, and he was a total douche to me. And there was nothing else going on. There was nobody around. It was just me and him, and he just was a really just an ugly person to me. He didn't care that I wanted to talk to him, didn't care that I liked his music, didn't care that whatever, that I was there to see the opening band that night, right? But then I found out later that they were the opening band, but the main band had borrowed his drum set, and they were known to destroy their instruments at the end of the set. I just found this out like a year ago, okay? So this happened back in the 90s, And so I just found this out like a year ago that the opening band had loaned the main band the drum set, and the main band was known to destroy drum sets. So when I was trying to meet this guy, he was freaking stressed out. I mean, they had their logo
Right.
painted on the drums and everything, you know. So sometimes in a band, when a guy in a band, you know, isn't just kind for just a second to somebody, it can change your opinion about the band. And I didn't really listen to him
Totally,
for
but you just don't know what they're going through at that moment. Like they're being like whipped through a lot of stuff. You just have no idea. Like sometimes, you just don't know like what's up.
I was a kid.
You know?
I was a young kid too, kind of naive on the whole idea of who these. I thought they were superstars. You know, they were coming out of Chicago. I thought they were superstars.
Right.
They were an opening band in a bar I was at. You know,
You'll be a woman someday.
got it, buddy.
Okay,
But coming up,
okay.
exciting
Okay.
band coming up. You know, but then something happened. It was probably right about that time that he got that deal for that song. I don't know. You know, I'm guessing it was within a year or two that they were on the Quentin Tarantino show. Anyway, Boyne, what do you got there, buddy?
What? No, just to think about what some of the bands that I liked who are still alive, from the Rolling Stones to Sabbath, or to a lot of how they survived this long through all the garbage they've been through
Well,
is
think about that.
mind-boggling.
Think about how many bands that we know that we've watched in the last 15 years come and go that were great,
Sure.
that were amazing
I mean,
bands.
okay.
They just
Well, it helps
disappeared.
when you make $100 million and then you can have like an oxygen tent to sleep in. And
They put you in every venue in the country, and everybody knows that the words of that song, you know, you play or whatever it is.
Sure.
That helps.
Okay, I guess I didn't know. I don't care what the Stone, whatever they did. I'm more intrigued about the
Amazing.
bands that died too young, like the grunge bands that I like, Seattle stuff. I like the edgy. I like something
The
that
original
catches.
Seattle grunge band, Jimi Hendrix, man.
Well, yeah, he was. Yes,
Think
yes,
about
he
it.
was. No.
But those things happened real fast, like a firecracker, and then they went out and they were gone. They didn't
Right.
get a chance to they didn't get a chance to do stuff later that made you not like them. A lot of
Right.
bands that were super good for a minute that got a chance to stick around kind of ruined it for them. Like, you know, baseball players.
No. Okay, you're not
Aerosmith is a good example of that. I think Aerosmith is a great example of that. They would be considered one of the greatest rock bands ever if they
I
just
love
shut up.
Aerosmith.
But if they had just stopped in like the year 2000, if they had just cut it out right then, like I think they would be remembered a lot better.
If they hadn't made a
Or by
statement
more
of saying, yeah, we're not going to party anymore, but we're still going to rock and roll.
You know what I'm going to put on when
So good.
after this? I'm going to put on Toys in the Attic on my headphone. I used to put on my Jensen coaxial headphones. And I
Yeah.
used to plug it into my stereo. You know, there was no, and it was a quadraphonic. I was really happy.
I can
And
tell
I
you
used to
of
put on Toys in the Attic, man.
of
And
all the
listen to
records,
that album, you know, with the teddy bear on it. It was a brown covered album.
Yeah, no, it's a great
Find that, right?
of all the records, I looked
Come
at my
on,
dad.
Jake, sing
as
it.
a- listen,
Toys.
as a kid, man, I would stare at my dad's record collection for hours.
Well,
I
anyway,
would stare at my dad's record collection for hours, but there was one record that I stared at longer than any other record ever, and it was that album cover.
Yeah.
Man, it freaked me the hell out, dude.
that's it, man.
They're
Find it. You
evil
can't
toys
find
are pulling
that.
the baby. They're pulling the baby into the toy chest. You know, it's the
Yeah.
that is I looked at that album daily. It's who I am. That album is God more than I know.
Toys.
I agree. Jake Willis, folks.
Yeah. That one.
You got another song for us, Jake, before we let everybody go tonight?
I can do another one if you want me to. Sure.
I know you play a lot of songs, man, but I like a lot of Jake Willis songs that Jake Willis wrote. If you got any that you fancy still, we would love to hear something. You know, no one can.
Sure. Let me try to think of something. One of mine that I can plop out here.
Folks, you heard tonight, Jake Willis plops out a song on the Phil and John Zone.
Oh man. People saying that the end is near. They've been saying it's near for thousands of years. Don't believe everything. I don't believe in anything. When the sky starts falling, you can knock on my door. Don't knock it till you try it, or I'll lock it once more. Don't believe everyone. I don't believe in anyone. I'm just not sold. I just don't buy. Fear that I hear getting advertised every day. It's gonna be okay. Run for your life, run to the hills, go run for corridor. If you want to go and dig your own grave, have a nice day. I know it's fun to be scared. I'm not afraid anymore. You can do your best with the worst. Yes, I might be some sort of spoiled sport. Too bad, so sad, the country's a mess. Since the kid in the burbs on his mom's internet. Don't believe everything. I don't believe in anything. Grown up talking to invisible friends. You better grow up. It's really the end. I don't believe in make-believe. What makes you want to be? Run for your life, run to the hills, go run for coroner, and find a hole in your lady. Go away. But I know it's fun to be scared. But I'm not afraid anymore. You can do your best with the worst. I guess I might be some sort of spoiled sport. What a spoiled sport. People saying that the end is near. They've been saying it's near for thousands of years. Don't believe everything. Wicked lady is here.
That's a great song, Jake. You write some amazing songs, man. I'll tell you what, I am
Cool, lad.
inspired by your writing always.
Thanks, man.
You write it like you feel it, you can tell, and you play it well.
Love you, Mr. Willis.
Love you all too.
I probably already asked you this, but before you go, what was your first favorite song when you were a little kid?
First favorite song as a little kid. Well, that's kind of tricky because my mom was deaf and my dad was pretty much absent. So I didn't really have music around. I remember stumbling onto like some Art of Noise, electronic, like early electronics CD that like it just that the CDs were like a brand new thing, and I thought that was kind of cool. And I liked Mozart and Beethoven, and then the gospel radio kind of like happened, and that flipped me out. And it was Guns N' Roses though that like really tipped me off and like got me rolling and everything. But when I was really young, there wasn't music, and it just didn't have it around. My sister listened to David Bowie and the Stray Cats, and she tried to get me into that stuff when I was really young, and I dug that, you know. But again, like the production on Let's Dance didn't work for me even when I was a kid.
Yeah, the image of Close to the Edit that will get you, like when you see it, is the Art of Noise. Because if you grew up, you had to grow up during that time because it only existed for a minute, you know, in a window.
Yeah.
This image of this girl from the video. There's like a Beethoven sculpture in the background, and there's.
I never saw the video, man. To me, it was just a CD with like an abstract piece of art on the front. I think it was like, I feel like it's like a white background with like colored bubbles or something. I can't remember.
Let's say it's kind of pop art kind of stuff. Is my
yeah.
I was MTV kid. I grew up with MTV.
I see you. Hey, what are you doing back there?
What's
You
that?
think you're being sneaky, but I see you.
Just giving the dog food.
Frog.
She's out there. She's out there. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Nice to see you, Amy.
We got production value here. We're working on this whole situation of our scene here. It's getting dark in the background. The sun has gone down on the world, folks, and we've been here for a long time. We appreciate Jake. Always good to see you, man. Jake, very good to see you.
Y'all too.
You know,
Love you, Jake.
I'm sure we could talk all night about music. I know I could. The Art of Noise, man. Dun, dun.
Art of Noise. I remember that band.
Close to the edit.
Close to the edge, down by the water. That's the band called, yes.
For
But
sound.
Art of Noise, I remember that band also. I'm a music connoisseur of old stuff. I'm old. I like good old.
Thanks for tuning in to the Phil and John Zone Friday night. You don't have to go anywhere, Jake.
Where are
if
we
you don't want to.
going?
I don't know. You got more questions?
We haven't done ABC yet.
All right. We're not done yet, folks. We're not done yet. I wasn't going out. I was going to try to get the. Yeah.
You gotta go somewhere?
Speaking of the Art of Noise, they just announced that the Buggles are going to play in Decatur this next summer.
Who is?
The Buggles.
Buttholes?
Video killed the radio star.
Oh,
The
I was
Buggles.
thinking like Butthole Surfers.
What if the Surfers were going to play? It'd probably be at some old bowling alley or something that they're going to play around here.
The Butthole Surfers, yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the Butthole Surfers. I feel like they have an interesting thing they've always done. It's always been interesting and weird and kind of mean, kind of psychedelic and kind of cool. But like, I would like to see the Butthole Surfers with like Pink Floyd's light show budget.
True Fest 2022.
So give them a Pink Floyd sized light show, but for a Butthole Surfers show. It'd be a freaked out psychedelic nightmare, probably.
Matt's probably watching right now. He'll let us know.
You know, after the Smashing Pumpkins headline summer camp, you never know what's
Flying
gonna
dogs.
happen. Never know what'll happen next.
What's going on there?
It's flying dogs. Dude, you don't bark, bud. You gonna try to
It's my flying dog.
Are you okay? Come here.
It's Chester, Jake. Say hi.
Scoop's hiding in his window. This is his window hideout. That's where he eats. He's got like a little window spot up in the window. Nothing's going on there.
Ready to eat? Wanna go to Grandma's? We
Now
gonna
he
go?
wants to go to Grandma's house. First he wasn't like, we can't end the show now, but now he wants to go to Grandma's house. Hi, Chester. Sorry.
Where's John? Where's Jake? You gonna go to Fessel? You gonna go into Tanner?
Chester. I'm gonna get the dog.
I think he's got to go out. You got to go outside. You got to go.
We've been talking for like an hour, so there's a good chance that he might need to go outside.
Well, he's farting. It's not me. Okay, no.
You heard it here first, folks. The dog farted.
What were we going to talk about? No, we to do A or alphabet thing or sports segment. Come on. Jake's in.
Talked about sports.
Okay. Screw the sports. The Cubs suck. The Blackhawks ownership is effed up. Okay, let's do A to Z with Jake. A to Z with Jake. We got to come up with a subject.
The jobs report came out today. 500,000 jobs this month, 500,000 jobs last month. That's a pretty cool thing to heard about today.
We could do the A to Z of jobs you wish you had.
No. Jake.
That's fine. A is great because you can be astronaut, architect, or engineer, astrologist.
You're not in then, Jake.
I'm reading on this is the book I'm in the middle of right now.
Book segment. Phil, book segment.
Yeah. Reading on Edwin Stanton. He was the Secretary of War under Abraham Lincoln. I'm reading his a biography of that cat right now. I just finished one on Lee, and another one that I just finished. This one, what's from Appomattox rather, is
you got to meet my father.
It's quite interesting, my book collection, Jake, that I don't even read. I would love to give to you, so I would probably just.
Oh, let's see what you got.
Well, literally, there's. Okay, I was going to say thousands. Okay, I'm going to go hundreds that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been brought to you by the Phil and Jon Zone Network. Phil, the ABCs of... What's the ABCs about tonight, Phil? Hey Phil, what are we doing ABCs about tonight?
We haven't come up with a subject yet.
I like the jobs one.
Okay.
A to Z jobs you wish you had, right? Because I mean Z will be easy. A is pretty easy. So we'll make Jake go first because he's the guest. So he gets the A.
A job you'd like to
Play
have.
rock and roll. I might work in a haberdashery of sorts. Maybe a chapeau shop.
He doesn't understand the game.
All right, I do. Okay.
What
B.
size do you wear?
Okay, I'd like to work in a
You look like
brewery.
maybe
A brewery.
a
Would
7.
it be? See, what's for you, John?
See, I want to work in a cave, man. Like checking out, measuring stalactites. That's called cave stalactite measurer, dude.
Okay, what D for Jake?
Jake knows the alphabet.
He's thinking.
What
A
job?
job you like to have with D?
With D?
It starts with a D. So we do the whole alphabet.
We do the whole alphabet, A through Z. So we switch up. Now we got to go through the alphabet. Now you got D. You started this
You said
thing.
something about
Well, demolitions for sure. Demolitions all the way.
Okay. I would like to be an elephant rider. Elephant rider, rider,
I've ridden elephants before.
rider.
Yeah, I've
Take
ridden
me
elephants a
to
few
the
times.
stars. I love to ride an elephant. Jake, have you?
A paperback writer.
I wonder if they still have them at King Richard's Fair up in Wisconsin, whatever they call it now, Bristol's Fair.
It's like a Renaissance fair?
Yeah, it's like the Renaissance Fair they have in Wisconsin. I used to go when I was a kid. They used to have elephant rides there. They probably can't do it anymore.
That's a great song. Why can't bands do that production? Rider, rider, rider.
One time a festival gave me a horse, and I rode a horse up to the stage.
A band could use to do more Styx covers. Anyway, for F, I'm gonna say I want to be
No
fireman.
elephants.
I want to be a firefighter. I think that'd be cool, but not like maybe not in Chicago because a firefighter, small town.
That's an intense job. Yeah.
Firefighter would be cool.
What?
If I had
You're not going anywhere.
Another profession as an artist, I think I would be a fireman.
What?
It'd be pretty cool. Only because I watch them on TV. I don't know that much about it personally. And when I was a kid, I used to go to the firehouse by my house, and they let all the kids kind of hang out there because it was a safe place for kids to hang out. And the firemen would do soda pops and stuff.
Volunteer. Why don't you should volunteer in the Decatur Fire Department.
Yeah. Get one of them little blue lights for my Jeep. That'd be super cool, man. Go help people. No, just because I would like to help people. Fuck you, Bill. What are you doing, man?
Everybody loves firemen, man. Everybody loves the firemen. Those firemen are the coolest.
Tell me, Phil, there was a time in your life where you didn't want to be a fireman. Your parents gave you that little fire truck toy, and you're like,
go, come on. You got to go outside.
Okay. Fireman, that's me. EF.
F.
E for Jake.
G.
So a job Jake would like that starts with a G.
I'm up. Oh, wow. Gee. I mean, a guitarist, I guess.
As a full-time job, that'd be a pretty decent job for you. You already
That's my job.
You got the calluses for it already, so it's pretty cool.
Yes, that is my full-time job. I'm a guitarist.
All right, Phil, you start this. We would definitely hire this guitarist.
H. Hobo on a train.
Hey, that job don't pay much, but it's easy work. I met some actual real hobos a few years back, and I tell you, it's screwed up. They still do it. They hobo.
Yeah, for sure.
They ride trains. If trains are rolling, they ride them, and it's a whole different world. There ain't boxcars much anymore. You ride like in very dangerous, precarious spots on the train.
Right.
Anyway, it's not my gig, but people do it. So you want to be a hobo, buddy? You stick with you. Hold on to your dreams. Don't you ever let anybody take that away from you. H. What's after H? I want to be that guy from the Three Stooges movie that delivers the big ice cube with the big things out of the truck, the ice guy. So ice delivery man.
The Iceman.
Yeah, the right song's about him. The Iceman, come in.
Oh, an Iceman. That's good.
You ever see the movie Iceman?
Okay. You're up, Jake. I hope you do better than us.
I don't want to be the Iceman nowadays that brings the bags of ice, so it has to be the big hook and the block, and then the three stooges have to fall on it down the stairs. Okay, Iceman.
Come on, quit bullshitting.
Okay. Oh, I
You
did.
look more like you look more
Bullshit.
like the Iceman they found like frozen in the block of ice.
Making fun of my dreams, man.
They found you in the Arctic, frozen in a block of ice from like the Neanderthal era.
James Taylor wrote a song about that dude, man. Frozen Man.
What do you think
Yeah.
you are, an iguana?
Iceman, I don't know. It's not my turn anymore. I did my turn. Quit making fun of my dreams,
Well,
man.
too late. You lost your turn.
J for Jake, man. It is for Jake.
J for Jake. What are you gonna be, Jake? I'm gonna be Jake. What turn is it? Who?
I guess I would sell jelly rolls. That'd be my thing.
Jake.
Jelly rolls, like a jelly roll.
Yeah.
All right, Kay. All right, Kay, Phil. Come on, Phil. You keep it going, bud. You want to do this.
Kay, I would like to be. What was the
You
subject?
cannot use jelly roll salesman. It's already been taken.
What was the subject? What was the?
Your dream job, man. Your dream
Oh,
job.
dream job.
This is like our DUI test, kind of, but we're not drinking. I'm not. Yeah, okay.
A roadie for the band Kiss.
Just a Kiss roadie. Do you think a Kiss roadie would have to wear the makeup and the outfit?
Yeah.
They all have their own personality.
Gene Simmons secondary. Yeah.
You know, they could be like the roadies for Kiss could be like understudies for if Paul Stanley got sick or something. You come out there and just do it. You know.
I mean, I watch documentaries now as an older fart. I'm turning 60 this year about the Hugh Hefner's Playmate thing and Gene Simmons thing. I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm old, man. What the hell?
I want to be a Guar roadie.
The Guar roadie? I got enough stories to be a roadie. I mean, I can tell you. I can go.
I picked a band. It would be Guar. Okay.
Guar?
It's a roadie for, yeah.
I bet you can't spell it.
Great stuff that you'd be moving off the stage. Dinosaurs and penises and nuns and things like that.
This is heavy though, man. You probably like really hurt yourself trying to move the dinosaur off the stage.
Moving a speaker, man. It's deceiving. I did. I helped. I can't give.
On a side note, in the middle of the alphabet about Guar, they're on tour again without Odorous, and so Odorous is gone, but the Guar is on tour again. I mean, they're again talking about like an understudy for a band coming up. A band like Guar could do it if they wanted to go do it. There's so much makeup involved. You know, you could replace somebody in the band without anybody really knowing. You know, everybody knows.
I saw Daft Punk play years ago, and I'm still not convinced that they were there because they're just wearing helmets, and I couldn't tell if they're playing anything or not. I think they just had hired two random guys to wear helmets on top of a pyramid while they played a CD. I couldn't tell if they were there or not.
Here come the Mummies. They could just be like local studio musicians they round up the day of the show.
They could just be like any two people they pull out of the audience, like the way the Flaming Lips pulls people out of the audience. They could have just pulled two people out of the audience and put helmets on them and stuck them up there.
Now we're getting into subjects, and I'm going to shut it off and put on some rock and roll. Kanye West does that nowadays. He puts on a full mask, right? Right, Jake and John? You guys know that. I heard that on the radio today. I'm going to put on some Thin Lizzy and some rock and roll. I don't want to hear about. Yeah.
You're a Kiss roadie. And I'm an L, so my dream job that begins with an L is going to be a laboratory assistant for like Dr. Frankenstein.
Okay.
Like kind of an Igor sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you do all the work, so you learn it all as you do it. You can eventually start your own mad scientist laboratory if you pay attention. If you're a good laboratory assistant.
That'd be normal.
See, that's what happens with the outfit. They didn't let us
get back. Come on, we got to keep going. Keep going.
Didn't let us drive home by ourselves. So that was my lame expression for the L. So we got L, M. M is for.
Oh, I'm easy. Yeah, I'm musician.
You got M.
Musician. He's actually thinking of it.
I'm N.
Yeah. I'm a musician.
I would like to be a Nostradamus.
Is that a job? I think that's a
Hey,
job.
I'm
talking
trying to
about
keep
it.
forgetting about
They're
his
still
job.
talking about that guy, man. He wrote some poetry and he's still
I'd
around.
like
So
to
yeah,
be
it's a job. I mean, you think about songs that have lasted the test of time.
a job. I keep
Poetry of
see. I
any sort that's lasted the test of time.
keep forgetting about the what's the yeah. That's I never did good at college. I got the answer right, but it was the wrong question.
You read those quatrains much, Phil? Do you read the Nostradamus quatrains?
No, I always got on the right train though. That's for sure.
Was it even your turn? I think it was. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna be an ostrich farmer.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think ostriches are very noble beasts. They always get
The eggs are probably really good.
Yeah, you can feed the whole family for a week on one egg.
Yeah.
You bake a souffle and you still have extra egg left over,
Right. I'll be a paranormal investigator.
Yeah, that would be a super cool job.
Okay. Q, I'd like to be Queen's right-hand man.
Like the hand of the queen.
I think that job is open right now.
It is. I seen something.
The job's open.
I know.
She needs a paramour.
We'll call you Archduke Phil there. Archduke Phil, man.
That's the reason I said that, because I saw a job voting for you.
Yeah, I think I'd probably like to be a rodeo clown.
Paperback rights.
I thought I'd be a rodeo clown, not the rodeo geek, but the rodeo clown.
You're full of baskets. Baskets is a great show.
Baskets is a good show.
Yes,
Tonight on Fox.
Isn't it? Tommy Dean.
I'll be the Secretary of State.
Oh, see, he takes it seriously now. That's a tough job. I wouldn't want to be the Secretary of State. You got to be hiding behind your desk. Never mind. We don't talk about that on the show.
Right.
I'm into it.
I'd like to be Titanic's new driver.
I think I heard that they were going to try to build a new Titanic, that like a replica, and you could sail it like in like really expensive tickets.
Yeah, sail it,
They will
drive
do
it.
They will totally do it.
Oh.
They haven't done that yet, Jake. I'm surprised. That's going to happen, right?
I heard that they were working on it. That there's somebody who's trying to build a replica, that they were going to do it, and you could like buy tickets and sail the Titanic. But it's also Facebook, so who knows?
Yeah.
You know the funny thing? I just watched the reason I bring it.
I believe you'll have your headlines, Mr.
It sounded like Super Tramp right there. When I was young. Yeah, there was. It was a Super Tramp. It's like the two bands that I really like that are still around that could play that don't want to. Supertramp and ABBA. What the hell's wrong with you guys?
Well, I got news for you. I'm going to be the next underdog. That's my my job. I'm going to be the underdog. They always say the underdog. They come from behind. Everybody roots for the underdog. He's also a flying dog.
We had a flying dog earlier in the show.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't copy flying dogs, man.
Well, then I'm going to be the next.
You're going to be underground.
Then I'm going to be the next Undertaker.
Underdog.
No, I'm going straight to WWE, buddy. I'm going to be the next Undertaker. Undertaker Jr.
You're on R though. We haven't got to you yet, have we? We didn't do a T or anything.
He's a Q. T was
R.
R and S. What are you skipping all this shit for?
T's after R. I just did R. Okay, because you did Q. You said Queen's right hand.
Ding.
So I did R. Ding was some text or something. I don't know what was it anyway.
Well,
that was the alphabet
give it the
warning.
game.
That was the alphabet warning alarm. That was minus 2 points from skipping the alphabet.
No, this is serious. He owes money to the kitty for the fund.
I'm tearing up
Every
his
time
check
you
right
screw
now.
up, yeah. No, it's a bud in mason jar.
That's over there.
Okay. What letter are we on? Come on.
This is where we start
R.
fight.
He had Queen, and then you had R.
R. S. I'll take S.
No, but like you guys lost the alphabet.
I mean, you lost the order, Jake. I think you're supposed to have R. Or wait a minute.
No, you were supposed to have
I said R. I said
this film was Queen.
Radiohead
And
fan.
it was you.
No, I said.
And then you jumped from Q to U.
What do they call Radiohead fans?
You. That's funny, Jake. That's funny. Okay. What letter then?
R.
R. I have R. Okay, I have R. What?
No, you had Q. You're out of Q now. You stepped out of Q.
I'm an R, which I said the answer was something. Now I forgot it was clever too, but now I'm just going to say Radiohead fan. I don't know. Is that a job?
You said
Yeah.
Undertaker, but that
Lame.
starts with you.
Okay.
All right.
You.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait. Okay, I get it. Okay, you're right. You're right. I went RU.
It's not a neighbor, but
I'm not driving home tonight. Come on. So the letter is now S? No.
Yeah, I'm S.
Q R S, which is
No, I
okay,
didn't say-
Jake. You have S. What job do you want?
No, we did that. That was Secretary of State. So how did we get here?
okay.
Who was the second?
So wait, so then what was
Why did
T?
the days go by?
Then who was T?
I mean, you said T was supposed to be Phil, so T should have been Phil.
Right, but we didn't get there. What?
And so then I went to Undertaker, so I skipped him, I guess.
Oh yeah, because you were thinking ahead and thinking, and he didn't do T
So
because
okay,
there
T,
wasn't a T.
Phil, you should be on a talk show.
Talk show host. That's his. He's a talk show host, and then you're the Undertaker.
Yeah, okay, talk show host, Undertaker, Jake. We're back to the right letter alphabet, which is V at this point, if I get my letters right. After this, we got to do it backwards, so be ready.
I ain't ready for nothing. I'm just listening to you guys babble. Oh, what the hell you guys are doing?
You getting translations fine over there?
Well, I can understand exactly what you're saying. Thank God I'm older and you guys are just knuckleheads. What are you guys talking about? What letter are we on?
I think we just declared it was his turn, didn't we? Didn't we say it was his
Are
turn?
we done?
No,
No
we're not
one does
done.
Z or...
You cannot drive home. They will not let you get back in the car
I
tonight.
ain't driving nowhere. And if you wanted to come over here, you probably...
We already failed the sobriety test.
If I come over there, were you willing to go to the venue in Aurora and see Trevor Flower next Thursday?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, next Thursday? No. Next Thursday, I'm going to see Feed the Dog at the law office.
Forget. Never mind. Then. All right.
All right. Well, I'll be a valet driver. So who's next?
Yeah. Who's next? The Who? That's a great album, man.
I'm going to drive valet.
Which way?
We have a driver. Jake behind.
Yeah, I drive a lot.
Yeah, I don't like driving. I mean,
I've seen him play the
do-
guitar, and I've seen him leave my house when he only had 4 hours to get 5 hours away, and he made it.
Ooh.
Jake Willis.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to be in a car with him necessarily, but it's okay.
Nobody wants to be in a car with me, but
No, you ain't kidding, John. The less driving, the better. I don't care about myself. I care about other people. And they're nuts.
So we're V. I think you have V, Phil, as your letter.
Okay, V.
No,
I like.
No.
valet driver.
Jake is a valet driver. See, what happens is
you're not.
Conversation. He's a valet driver.
No, you're
You forget the whole game that we're playing. So you are actually up, and you have a letter now because he went. So UV. It's like
What
two
letter?
U.
Well, I got this too. What?
Hey, West Side. What did I do? West Side. I'm sorry if I offended a bunch of people just now. I apologize for that. But you have W.
What about the South Side?
Yeah, you got soft serve on the brain is what you got.
No. What? Come on.
What letter do you have? We should have. We need to have somebody
You
walk through.
W.
W.
Hey, John. What two teams are in the Super Bowl?
The Cardinals and the Cardinals.
That's how I feel about it too.
Is that this week? That's this week, isn't it? Man, we should have talked about that. Probably.
Okay, seriously, John. What teams are in the Super Bowl?
Well, Tiger Kings. In
No.
I would hope. If I
You're
was
the
gonna
same
guess,
way too.
I was gonna guess it would be
okay,
the
here's
Joe
the funny
Green
segment.
Steelers.
Okay, between both of you, what teams
no,
are?
listen.
Jake knows probably. Jake knows, but John doesn't.
Well, I only know that the Tiger King is in.
Okay, so
Joe
that
Green
you're
and
playing the
Joe
game,
Bradshaw
but John.
Steelers. Listen, I want Pittsburgh Steelers from the 1970s, and I
I
want
know that the thing is the
1980
Tigers,
Chicago
so it's
Bears.
supposed to be the Bengals, yeah.
and the 1980
Yeah.
Chicago Bears. That's who's playing my Super Bowl. I don't know who's playing yours.
Right.
I'm watching Puppy Bowl.
See, the teams are just some corporation that hired these guys.
Oh, I know who it is.
Hey,
Oh, I know
Jake,
who it is.
if you got money in a goddamn square and you can win some money, wouldn't you like to be intrigued by
I
that?
know.
Even though
who it
you
is.
didn't put money into it,
I
wouldn't you
didn't
be
even have to
intrigued
Google
by
it.
the
I didn't even
sport?
have to Google it. I know who it is. It's going to be the nacho cheese Doritos versus the Bud Light Limes.
Okay, we're not going to talk about sports because I'm hungry now. See, that's what happened last week. We started
The
talking
letter
about
is
food.
W. The letter.
Then it was over because I love cooking. I'm going to go make. What am I going to make tonight? Macaroni and cheese deluxe with chicken barbecue on the side.
Your letter is W, Phil. We've got 3 letters.
W. I would like to be a wing on a hawk.
But you're not going to say which wing necessarily because we don't talk about that kind of stuff.
No, it'd be the left one because I'm thinking about a hawk as I was seeing at this animal thing on my nature thing every morning. It's called Dodo. About I don't like people putting cameras or microchips on animals, but it happened to be a chip on a wing of a hawk, and it got to fly with you through nature. But I thought it was pretty cool. But I don't like that stuff. I don't like collaring animals. I don't like doing it. Just leave them alone.
All right, I'm going to be for X. I'm going to be an X-ray technician.
No, you
that's
can't be.
good.
But I'm actually I'm a slash optometrist. I work on Superman's eyes only. So X is X-ray technician / optometrist.
Do you think Superman's real or alive?
I think he's real and alive, dude.
Do you really?
I
What
saw
about
it.
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch is on our show right now, dude. Shh.
No, he's.
He's right over there.
Wait a minute, he is.
He's lost weight, dude. He shaved his arms.
I swear to God, he's taken by the Taliban. I'm telling you. You can't even say that on TV. You can't even say that. Now they're going to come after
you. Can't say anything. We don't mean to offend anybody. Let it go.
No.
So WX.
Hello, that's Phil.
Jake
That's
gets
Phil,
Y.
and I'm Todd.
Listen, we gotta get through the alphabet bad, okay? Jake gets Y before we offend everybody in the whole nation. And
I'm gonna be a yarn spinner.
Spinner of yarns, yes. You know what? There aren't enough of those anymore, Jake. Storytellers, you just don't get good storytellers anymore. Like, spin a good yarn. I know what he means. He's not talking about making actual yarn, like doing the yarning. He's talking about yarning for a tale, man. You know, we got people like Cody and people that write stories down in song.
Yep.
When I was a kid, they brought an official storyteller, a professional storyteller to our class, and he told us stories. That was his job, man. So Spinner.
Well, they did. Back in grade school. Yeah, in fourth grade. They brought in storytellers. You're not kidding you.
They also brought in marionettes. They don't do that anymore either. The Gary Strong marionettes. You remember those?
You think when you had your chocolate chip in the square pizzas, that was square? Yeah. And you had the storytellers. They dosed you. They dosed your ass. No.
We have one letter of the alphabet to go. It's Phil's turn. See if you can guess the letter. You have the last letter of the alphabet, Phil.
I would love to be my favorite job of all time would be my favorite thing to do would be, and I love all of them. I'd love to be a zookeeper. I love animals.
I was gonna say
zombie. None of them. I
think he would let them all free. There'd be like leopards, and giraffe running down the street.
Yeah,
I'm a like Aurora would be overrun like tigers.
I am. I'm just.
You'd be kind of like a zookeeper abolitionist. You'd like one.
Yeah.
As a zookeeper, and then and let them all out, and they'd all be free.
I am
I know I'm smarter than that, but
I got a lot of stories about animals. How like it. That's another segment about. I have animal chi. I can sense, I can read, I can talk to animals. I am Dr. Seuss. I've had many
Oh, so that was the alphabet game with Phil and Jake and John. It was one of the harder alphabet games we've ever done. Pretty much over there. Anyway, Jake, thanks for being on our show and doing what you do. We love you, buddy. It's really good to see you. We can let Jake play us out, Phil.
It's Jose Feliciano.
Every time we say goodbye, I dial it all. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why I did all. Why the gone above me? Who must be alone? Think so little of me, they allow you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear like somewhere began to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor. Every time we say goodbye, every time we say goodbye.
Till next week, folks. That's the Phil and John Zone with our good friend Jake Willis tonight and our good buddy Phil. Thank you, Phil, for being here, and thank you, Jake, for being part of the show. Really appreciate you spending your time with us tonight, bud. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good day.
And we'll see y'all on what you call